Good evening, everyone. Live from Dick Null Field in Rock Rapids on a warm and windy Friday night. It is Central Lyon George Little Rock football. The Lions return home here in week number 4 of the 2017 season in District 1 play. The Lions face off against the Midgets of Estherville-Lincoln Central. Along with Joel Viss, I'm Jay Kelly, welcoming you into our coverage here tonight. Finally, back on the home turf, the Lions back at Dick Null Field. First time in a couple of weeks and still looking for that first win on the 2017 season. Lion football on the Lion Broadcast Network, a service of Frontier Bank, Sanford Health, DeNoble, Austin and Company, the Pizza Ranch, Avera Health, and the Pepsi-Cola Bottling Company. We bring in Joel Viss into the broadcast here on the pregame show tonight. And Joel, the Lions looking for that first win on the season. Certainly a game that they could have won last week down in Sioux Center in the district opener.
Yeah, Jay, and it's one of those things where we've been talking about it since week number 1. Week number 1 against West Lyon was not good. We did not play well at all. We weren't ready to go. We got better when we went over to Spencer. We got better. Then last week against Sioux Center, we got better again. These teams keep making strides in the right direction. They keep moving forward, and it's only a matter of time. As you said earlier, we're 0-3, uncharted territory for CLGLR football, 0-3 on the season so far. And we're getting to that point, though, where they're making the strides, and pretty soon here, close but not good enough is not going to be a part of the conversation anymore. These guys are playing well enough, and if they can keep making the right steps, they're going to get that first win.
Well, Estherville-Lincoln Central lining up across from the Lions here tonight. The Midgets come in with a record of 0-1 in district play, 1-2 overall on the season. Central Lyon George Little Rock not alone winless in the district this year, or winless overall. A couple of other District 1 teams still looking for that first win of the year as well in Pocahontas and MOC Floyd Valley. And one of those teams going to get that win tonight because Pocahontas and MOC Floyd Valley will meet up tonight on the turf in Orange City. So one of those teams will pick up their first win of the season here tonight. Meanwhile, the Lions looking for that first win of the season, but a chance to get that district record to 1-1, back to 500 before the Sheldon Orbs come calling next Friday night.
Yeah, and that's one of those things, too. We talked to Coach Eben a little bit earlier on the in his interview, and we talked about our backs are against the wall right now. 0-1 in district play. In District 1, you can't have very many losses if you want to try and get into the playoffs. Obviously now with last year, the playoff situation has been changed again. We're only the top 2 teams in the district, then a couple wild cards get into the playoffs. So you start 0-1 in District 1 play, it's very hard to dig yourself out of that hole, and the Lions got to get it together right now, and they got to get it together tonight.
Well, we talked about the winless teams in District 1. How about the perfect teams in District 1? 2 teams undefeated yet on the season in District 1, and that would be Sheldon and Sioux Center. Both teams at 1-0 in district play. Boyden Hull, Rock Valley, and Cherokee also at 1-0 in district play. Sheldon will host Boyden Hull, Rock Valley tonight. Sioux Center at home as well. They will host Cherokee. And as we mentioned, Pocahontas on the road at MOC Floyd Valley tonight, rounding out the District 1 Class 2A schedule. Coming up on the pregame live from Rock Rapids, we'll get together with the Lions head coach Curtis Eben, also head coach of the Estherville-Lincoln Central Midgets, Mr. Mark Atwater, as we continue our live coverage and a countdown to kickoff about 25 minutes away from the opening boot here tonight on a beautiful Friday evening from Dick Null Field in Rock Rapids. Stay tuned. We'll have more on the pregame show when we return. You're listening to Lion Football on the Lion Broadcast Network.
Frontier Bank proudly brings you Kasasa. What's Kasasa? It's an easy way to earn cash, no talent necessary. It's like a participation trophy that's actually worth something. You do everyday things, we reward you in cash each month. That's free Kasasa checking. Ask for free Kasasa checking at Frontier Bank.
The key to victory in sports starts with a good offense, which goes along with a great defense. This concept also applies to income taxes. The best way to make sure you're properly completing the many tax forms required and to ensure you're reporting all your income and claiming all allowable deductions is to take your information to a professional. Hi, this is Carmen at DeNoble, Austin & Company, PC, Certified Public Accountants. We can also help you with anything that has to do with accounting. We are located in Rock Rapids and Laverne, or find us on the web at denoblepc.com.
And we welcome you back to the pregame show. It's time to talk Estherville-Lincoln Central football with head coach Mark Atwater. Coach, thanks for joining us here today.
Thanks, you guys, for having me.
Well, Coach, let's talk about your team so far in the season. Still early off in the season, getting off to a decent start in non-district play, but then dropping a game against Boyden Hall Rock Valley last week in the district opener. Tell us a little bit about your team so far in the early part of the season.
Definitely still, we're figuring ourselves out a little bit, offensively, defensively, trying to cut those mistakes out that we've been making and trying to take a step forward each week. That's a big thing we preach, is just getting better ourselves, not worrying about what we can't control, and the only thing we can control is, what we do. So start cutting out some of those mistakes, and I definitely think our best football is ahead of us. We haven't played a game where it looks pretty good, and we just need to improve in all facets. Special teams, offense, defense, doesn't matter. There's things we can work on, and but like I said, I think that our best football is ahead of us, and I hope we start seeing that a little bit more each week.
Well, and as you're trying to grow in the early part of the season, you've also had the adversity of a couple injuries that have set you back in that growth process.
Yeah, and every team's going to deal with injuries. Ours was at the quarterback position. We've had some guys go down, and unfortunately, we don't have huge numbers this year. And you just got to have next man up mentality. But getting some of those guys back, getting Evan back is going to help out our football team for sure. He brings a dynamicness with his legs and feet that I think hopefully gives other teams problems. So, injuries are going to happen. It's part of the sport, and you just have to keep rolling and keep going and doing what you can to get a win.
Well, and you talk about that next man in mentality. We talked about kids growing throughout the season. When they have to come in and play at a high level and get thrown into the ballgame, that is a great way to build depth in your football team.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're this being my first year here, I'm that depth is a huge thing for us. We want to build this program. We want to get, and we've gotten a lot of guys experience. There's a lot of kids that are, whether they're freshmen, sophomores, that have gotten experience. And, I've been really proud of that group. Their JV schedule they've been playing, pretty well in their JV schedule. So as a program, it's definitely helped us grow. And, injuries are never a good thing. But through that, we've had a little bit of a growing process where, next year, down the road, the year after that, some of these kids will rely on these experience from this year to kind of build off of.
Well, let's set our sights on tonight's matchup against Central Lyon George Little Rock. You go on the road to face a Lion squad who's basically in the same kind of boat you are in at 0-1 in district play.
Yeah, very similar. They've played some similar teams. We've seen them. They played Spencer. Spencer played Emmitsburg. I would throw us all kind of in a similar category. Everyone could probably beat each other in those four teams. I've seen all those teams quite a bit now, and they're in a similar boat with us. A first-year head coach, but he's been there for some time as well. But there's always that change. It doesn't matter if you've been there for a long time. A first-year head coach is a first-year head coach. Like I'm learning, things change a little bit. Things are different. So they are in the same boat as us, and we're both looking for a district win. And I definitely think it's an even matchup where both teams can come out of this with a victory.
What are some things that you've seen from looking at the tape that you might expect to see from Coach Eben and his Lions?
Big thing is, quarterback runs. They enjoy the quarterback runs. Got a really nice little quarterback. He rushes the ball, very well. Good rushing quarterback. They do the little things right in the rush game. They get movement on the line, and we have to play assignment football. It's a big thing, with how they option some guys. You have to have that player there that's being optioned doing the correct thing, or you can be in trouble. And they can rip off some big runs with you. And being disciplined in the pass game as well when they take their shots down the field. They're very opportunistic with their pass game. They are well coached, and they are, 0-3 is not indicative of the team they are. They've played a pretty tough schedule and, played teams very tough, played Sioux Center very, very tough last year. And or this past week, and I think Sioux Center is a pretty tough team as well. So, 0-3 is not indicative of their team at all, and I fully expect, they're going to be ready to go.
What are some things that you, as the Estherville-Lincoln Central team, might try to do offensively or defensively where you think you might have an advantage?
We got to establish the rush game, and that's been a struggle for us throughout the year. We've ran it decently at points during the year, but establishing a good rushing attack, and then our tackling on the defensive side of the ball has to improve. We missed too many tackles last week. We've missed too many tackles this year. You can scheme up everything, but it comes down to those fundamental things of blocking, tackling, take care of the football. We've done a decent job getting some turnovers. We're still in the minus in our turnover margin right now. Turnovers and field position are absolutely going to be a key in this game.
You have to go on the road to Central Lyon, George Little Rock, a little bit longer road trip there from Estherville. How do you think your team is going to do with the long bus trip?
We had one last week going to Boyden Hole, and it's just the nature of the beast of what we have to deal with our geography. And we get on the bus, we do the best, take care of our kids, stretch them out, get them ready to go. But that's a mentality thing. They have to just be ready to go. The instant they step off the bus, they're snapped in, ready to go. And those things are focus beaters, especially with the heat and all these things. We have to have good leadership. We have to have good leadership where we just come out and do it. So it's just the nature of it. Every team deals with it, but we have to deal with it for a little bit further for sure.
We talked about a little bit earlier on, you've dealt with some injuries early on in the season, but how is your team looking injury-wise going into tonight's game?
Feeling good. I think we're going to have most everybody back here. We're not some 100% some game time decisions on a few guys, and that we'll just we'll have to see with warm-ups and everything. But I'm feeling better about our injury. No one that they're going to be gone for an extended period of time. It's just dings and nicks that we got to try to take care of.
Coach, what do you see as some of the keys to picking up a win tonight versus Central Lyon, George Little Rock?
Big one is stopping the rush and being able to rush the football, turnover margin, and field position. And you could point to every single game, and that's probably going to be the deciding factor. But we can't turn over the football. We got to force some turnovers. Turnover margin is the biggest predictor of success, and we definitely have to get the ball out. Like I said, we're in the negative right now, and I'm always got to be positive. So, turn over the football, and then if we can get our kicking game, going where we create some advantages through that, where we make a long field drive and then flip the field in a short field for us to drive, is a huge thing. And things that people might not see in the stat book or anything like that. It's to the common eye, it doesn't, might not matter as much. It's a huge thing. The kicking game is a huge piece of this game for sure.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you taking some time with us here this week, and we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you so much for having me.
That is the head coach of the Midgets of Estherville-Lincoln Central, Mark Atwater. We'll be back with more of the pregame show when we return.
But I literally didn't see your text.
Pizza Ranch legends.
Like
the husband who didn't text back about supper.
Probably near a text dead zone. You've heard of a text dead zone, right?
It's only a legend, but just in case, there's all kinds of husband didn't text back about supper flavor at Pizza Ranch.
I'm totally getting taco pizza!
There's all kinds of that at Pizza Ranch.
Make your move to the largest orthopedic physician team in the region, Avera Orthopedics.
Central Lyon Community School District, setting the standard for success. Here at Central Lyon, we have a tradition of excellence and take pride in our quality education. Central Lyon has undergone many changes over the years, but our mission has remained the same: to provide an education and the opportunity for all students to become productive, lifelong learners. Our rich history combines with our state-of-the-art facilities to give students the best of both worlds. Our students have access to the newest technology, dedicated teachers, and a community that supports our efforts. Central Lyon Community School District, setting the standard for success.
And we welcome you back to the pregame show. It's time to talk Central Lyon George Little Rock Lions football with head coach Curtis Eben. Coach, thanks for joining us once again.
Thanks for having me, Joel.
Coach, let's talk about last week. First game of district play on the road at Sioux Center, and the Lions just came up a little bit short.
Yeah, we went in. We thought we had a good game plan. We executed pretty well. We just shot ourselves in the foot too much throughout that first half. Had a 17-play drive, came up short, and then second half we got some things rolling, but started rolling a little too late and fell a little short.
A few mental errors in that game. You had a few penalties out there, some holding, some false starts out there. It really just turned into drive killers in the first half.
Yeah, they did. That 17-play drive in the first half, we really had their number. We were moving the ball efficiently down the field, passing and running the ball. And then all of a sudden we got a penalty, and then we got a false start, and next thing you know, it's first and 25, and we just couldn't fight back from that, and so did some good things, but just shot ourselves in the foot too much.
Well, and the good news is those mistakes out there, mental mistakes out there, those are all correctable things that we can fix going forward.
Yeah, it is, but it's frustrating at the same time. You're looking at week 3, and so you want to limit those mistakes, and we didn't do that. So, we know we need to get better in that aspect of the game, and special teams. Those are the two aspects from last week's game that we really need to improve on. Special teams really hurt us too, also giving up the opening kickoff down to the 5-yard line, and then the penalty aspect throughout the game.
One of the positives I think we can take away, though, from last week's game is down 21-0 in the third quarter, and our team never gave up. Those kids definitely showed the fight in the fourth quarter, were able to come back and get a couple touchdowns.
Yeah, that is a big positive. You always want to see that from your team. Yeah, no matter what the score is, the situation, that they're always their effort and their attitude and their fighting to the end, and our guys did that. We fought all the way to the last play, and our guys gained some momentum. You saw a little bit different side of our team last week with that, and so those are definitely some positives that we took out of that game.
Unfortunately, we did come up on the short end of the scoreboard last week. We dropped as 0-1 in District 1 play, and it's going to be an uphill battle the rest of the season here trying to make our way towards that playoff run.
It will. Our kids know it. Their backs are against the wall from here on out, and but we had a good week of practice. All we can do is control what we control, and it starts tonight.
Well, let's talk about tonight. Estherville-Lincoln Central coming to Dicknall Field. It's nice to get back on our home field and maybe reset the course and get going in the right direction.
Yeah, it is. That's it's nice to be home. We got to stay focused, do our job, play Central Lyon George Little Rock football on our field like we know how, and get some momentum going early and set the pace for that first district home game.
Well, let's talk about Estherville-Lincoln Central. What do you expect? The first-year coach over there, maybe a little bit different scheme for the midgets again. What do you expect to see from them tonight?
Good. They got a real good quarterback, a decent receiving core. Their offensive line is tough. They do an excellent job of man-on blocking up front. So, we got to play gap sound. Our secondary's got to limit the big plays. We can't have any mental mistakes like last week in the secondary. We try to simple it up for this week for them. And so, we really it's going to come down to tackling on the defensive side. On offense, again, they play sound defense. They play a very similar defense to what we play. It's just a matter of we got to get to the corner as much as we can, and then use Lucas in every opportunity we can, like we did last week. I expect big games out of Nick White tonight, and try to get the ball outside a little bit more early on, and try to expose some of their edge stuff, and try to get the ball moving early.
We talk about using Nick White a little bit more out there. That'd be a great advantage to our offense out there. But you've got to be impressed with the way that Lucas Nagel has really come on in the last couple weeks.
Yeah, I really have. We put a lot of pressure on Lucas, a kid that hasn't played a lot of quarterback in the past, this year coming in and running an offense, and it just shows his maturity as the years gone along here. I thought Lucas last week stepped up huge in a big game situation. He really ran the ball hard. He didn't scare away from contact, ran the offense pretty well, made some big throws. So those are all things that as a quarterback, as you progress, you really want to see as a coaching staff, and those are things for us that we really saw Lucas take a big step in the right direction.
Well, Coach, we did get back. We saw Carter Crawl back on the field last Friday night. How is the rest of our team looking on the injury front working forward?
We're pretty healthy right now. It's a good fact. It's a good thing to have right now in this time of the season. Besides the guys that we lost for the season, but the guys that have been playing, or we'll see them back on, getting Carter back out there in the flow. We're going to see a good mixture of kids tonight, just for the fact that we're going to try keeping kids to save their energy to the fourth quarter. So we're going to set a bunch of rotations up with those guys. You'll see a lot of different kids in a lot of different spots tonight. But hopefully throughout the fourth quarter, with the weather being as hot and muggy as it's supposed to be tonight, that we keep those guys fresh and we get 4 good quarters out of them.
Well, Coach, what do you see as some of the keys to picking up a win tonight against Estherville-Lincoln Central?
Limit our mistakes. Limit our penalties and limit our special teams, big plays on special teams. We need to not give up big plays on special teams defense, especially, and make big plays on offense. That's one of the things we got. We're so close to breaking those big ones on offense. I think our time's coming, and our guys are ready for it. And so we're trying to get some big plays on offense and limit the plays on defense and special teams.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you all the time you give us every week, and we wish you the best of luck.
All right, thanks for having me, Joel.
That is the head coach of the Central Lyon George Little Rock Lions, Curtis Eben. We'll be back with more of the pregame show when we return.
Small town values will never fade. Always finding a familiar face. A long lost friend with a helpful hand. Picking right up where you left off again. It's your hometown bank. In your own backyard, with people that you trust. It's the way you like to live. It's the way you like to bank.
Premier Bank, member FDIC.
Back at Dicknall Field in Rock Rapids, getting set for the opening kickoff here tonight. District 1 2A football, as the Lion faithful let out a roar for the Central Lyon George Little Rock football team as the Lions take the field. Central Lyon George Little Rock coming in with a record of 0-3 on the season, still looking for that first win, hosting the Midgets of Estherville-Lincoln Central. The Midgets coming in with a record of 1-2. Both teams at 0-1 in district play, looking for that first District 1 win of the season. Just about set for kickoff here tonight on a warm and windy Friday night at Dicknall Field in Rock Rapids. Stay tuned. We'll have the starting lineups, the coin toss, and the opening kickoff when we return from Dicknall Field in Rock Rapids. You're listening to Lion Football right here on the Lion Broadcast Network.
Central Lyon, setting the standard for success.
Here at Central Lyon, we offer equal opportunities in a fun learning environment.
Students K through 12 participate in a wide variety of activities in and out of the classroom.
Teachers here at Central Lyon go the extra mile to help students achieve their academic goals.
Central Lyon, setting the standard for success.
The key to victory in sports starts with a good offense, which goes along with a great defense. This concept also applies to income taxes. The best way to make sure you're properly completing the many tax forms required and to ensure you're reporting all your income and claiming all allowable deductions is to take your information to a professional. Hi, this is Carmen at DeNoble Austin & Company PC, Certified Public Accountants. We can also help you with anything that has to do with accounting. We are located in Rock Rapids and Laverne, or find us on the web at denoblepc.com.
Frontier Bank proudly brings you Kasasa. What's Kasasa? It's an easy way to earn cash, no talent necessary. It's like a participation trophy that's actually worth something. You do everyday things, we reward you in cash each month. That's free Kasasa checking. Ask for free Kasasa checking at Frontier Bank.
But I literally didn't see your text.
Pizza Ranch legends.
Like
The
I was
husband who didn't text back about supper.
probably near a text dead zone. You've heard of a text dead zone, right?
It's only a legend, but just in case, there's all kinds of husband didn't text back about supper flavor at Pizza Ranch.
I'm totally getting taco pizza!
There's all kinds of that at Pizza Ranch.
Make your move to the largest orthopedic physician team in the region, Avera Orthopedics.
Small town values will never fade. Always finding a familiar face. A long lost friend with a helpful hand. Picking right up where you left off again. It's your hometown bank. In your own backyard. With people that you trust. It's the way you like to live. It's the way you like to bank.
Premier Bank, member FDIC.
Back at Dick Knoll Field in Rock Rapids as the color guard walks off the field to the north end zone, just about set for some high school football here tonight in District 1, Class 2A. The Central Lyon George Little Rock Lions winless on the season, 0-3 overall, 0-1 in district play, playing host to the midgets of Estherville-Lincoln Central. Estherville-Lincoln Central coming in with a record of 1-2 overall on the season and 0-1 in District 1 play. So you've got a couple of teams here tonight that are hungry for that first district win and to get back to 500 in District 1 play. Joel Viss, Estherville-Lincoln Central taking on the Boyden Hull Rock Valley juggernaut last Friday night. So we don't know a whole lot about this midgets team, but what we do know about Estherville-Lincoln Central is anytime you face off with the midgets, you know you're going to get a tough-nosed football team from a tough-nosed community.
Yeah, and they've got a couple questions going into tonight. Last week, their quarterback did not play in that ball game. Evan Olson rolled an ankle a couple weeks ago against Emmitsburg and did not play against Boyden Hull Rock Valley. So looking at that score, a very lopsided score in the favor of the Nighthawks, we know that they are definitely a very good football team, as they usually are, but not quite sure to the effect of what Estherville-Lincoln Central brings to the table, as they did not have their starting quarterback in there. He will start here tonight. He is in the starting lineup, so we'll see, first of all, how well that their offense runs with him. From any indications from talking to Coach Eben and talking to Coach Atwater, he's kind of the guy that stirs the drink for him. He gets them going out there, and that quarterback is what gets this offense moving through the system. And we'll see if that makes this team more effective, or we'll also see if that injury is still playing a factor there and if the Lions can take advantage off that injury.
Captains for both teams at midfield for the opening coin toss for tonight's ball game, and at midfield for the Lions include Ross Weirdsma, Parker Metzger, Colton Van Beek, and Nick White, the four at midfield for the Lions. The opening coin toss was won by Estherville-Lincoln Central. The midgets elect to defer, so the midgets will be kicking to Central Lyon George Little Rock. Lion offense will get the first crack tonight and a chance to put together a nice drive, get some points on the board right away, and see if they can set the tone and swing along through the evening.
Well, yeah, and, let's see if they can carry things over from last week, Jay. As we said, over in Sioux Center, we really started to move the ball well, and in that fourth quarter, able to move the ball down the field and get a couple touchdowns on the board and get ourselves back into that football game. If we can come out and, instead of playing from behind, get out and play from a lead, this team is really built on confidence. These guys really need something good to happen to them so they can play with that momentum and use that good thing to go with them. So it would be great to see them come out here, get a good drive together, and move down the field and take the lead to start the game.
Central Lyon George Little Rock in their home purple jerseys. First time in a couple of weeks. They've been on the road the last 2 weeks, so good to be back here at Dick Knoll Field in Rock Rapids. Lions in their home purple jerseys, white numbers with the gold trim, purple pants with the gold stripe, gold helmets, and the purple face mask. Jacob Bosch with the ball teed up for Estherville-Lincoln Central. The kick coming from the right to the left in your mind's eye or on the video screen in front of you. Bosch approaches, gives the ball the boot. We're underway. A low end-over-end kick will be fielded by White at the 10-yard line to the 15, 20, 25, 30 to the 35 and breaks through an arm tackle up to the 38-yard line. Great starting field position for Central Lion George Little Rock.
Yeah, and that was kind of a low kick down there. It was a nice low line drive kick right to Nick down there. Didn't hang in the air long enough to allow the coverage team to get down there, but it allowed the Lions to set up their return. Got a nice wedge block right up the middle, and Nick did a good job of getting down the field and getting behind his blockers and getting past the 35-yard line to the 38.
Junior quarterback Lucas Nagel leads the Lion offense. We saw a lot of good things from that offensive line up front last week in Sioux Center. We'll see if the Lions can pick up where they left off. On first and 10, Nagel with twin receivers to each side takes a snap, rolls out around right end, has the option available, keeps it himself for a 2-yard gain up to the 40-yard line.
You know, and that's a good job. You talk about Lucas Nagel and that offensive line, how well they played last week. Lucas Nagel, we talked about it with Coach Eben in the pregame interview, how much he has improved from week 1 to week 3, and they just hope that he keeps making the steps in the right direction here. And if he can keep moving forward and make the leaps and bounds he did from week 1 to week 3, from 3 to 4, we're going to be in good shape.
Second down and 8 for the Lions from their own 40. Nagel in the shotgun with Metzger in motion right to left. Metzger will take the hand from Nagel, looking for a seal block. He's not going to get it. Brought down in the backfield for a loss of 1 yard, and a 3rd and 9 coming up for the Lions.
You know, that's not where the Lions want to be. We saw over the last couple weeks in Spencer and in Sioux Center, the Lions play a lot better when they can have 3rd and 5 or 3rd and shorter. When they get stuck in these 3rd and 9 or 3rd and behind the chains situations, it seems like the next play just doesn't go as crisp as it should, and they really struggle getting to that first down marker.
Trip receivers to the right, a single to the left on 3rd and 9. Nagel back to pass. Great protection up front. Lets one go deep down the middle of the field. Overthrows everybody. Incomplete. And the Lions are 3 and out on the opening offensive possession of the night.
Yeah, that's a tough break right there. You know, they don't do a whole lot on that first round. You always want to get at least a few first downs on that first drive and move the ball and help yourself flip the field position. The good news is the Lions had good starting field position. Hopefully we can get a good kick here and get the ball down deep there and see if we can keep Estherville in some deep territory of their own.
Looks like Colton Buss on to do the punting. He'll stand back on his own 27-yard line, ready to field the snap. Gets a good snap, and the punt, a high spiraling punt, angling to the left sideline. Fair catch made at the 27-yard line of Estherville-Lincoln Central, and that's where the Midgets will get their first crack offensively. 10:31 left in the opening quarter, scoreless so far.
First time we've really seen Colton Buss get out there and punt the ball, and does a nice job with it, gets it up in the air, forces them to fair catch it. Normally we've been seeing Lucas Nagel in that rugby punt formation, and then that's just something to try and draw the team off. So in case we decide we want to go for it on 4th down here, obviously punting situation, and you bring Buss out there. He does a good job of getting the ball down the field.
The Midgets of Estherville-Lincoln Central, led by senior quarterback Evan Olison. Olison will line up in the shotgun with a back to his left. Twin receivers left, a single to the right. Olison rolling out left side under pressure, looking to throw over the middle, and the catch is made at the 33-yard line by Ryan McDonald for a pickup of about 6 yards on first down.
You know, that was a good job there by the quarterback. He saw the defensive end of Nagel coming after him. Nagel got up the field, got into pursuit. He was running backwards away from his body and still managed to find the receiver over the field and deliver the ball on target.
Second down and 4 for Estherville-Lincoln Central from their own 33. Olison in the shotgun, calls it out, takes the snap, a hand right up the middle to Christian Sheridan, and Sheridan's going to be hit at the line of scrimmage and knocked backwards to the 30-yard line. A loss of 3 on the play, and great play up front by the Lion defense.
Yeah, Lion defensive line, they've been doing a good job of getting some penetration the last couple weeks. And they just haven't been able to make that tackle. They've been in the backfield. They've hit the guy, just haven't been able to bring him down. We've seen a lot of missed tackles by this Lion defense, and here they do a good job. They're starting it off and got back there and wrapped him up, and a good play results.
3rd down and 7 for the Midgets. Ball spotted on their own 30-yard line as Olison will line them up in a shotgun. Twin receivers wide right, a single receiver to the left, and an up back standing to the left of Olison. That is Sheridan. Olison back to pass, quick pass left side, tipped in the air and incomplete. I believe Lucas Nagel got his big paw up there in the air and knocked it straight up in the air. Lions had a chance for a tip drill, but nobody was in the neighborhood. They'll take the 3 and out, though.
That's a good job there by Lucas Nagel. Once again, that's a great solid 3 downs there for Lucas as he comes up once again. DN gets through. He gets up into the backfield, knows he's not going to get to the quarterback, and just gets his hands up into the passing lane and knocks it away.
9:10 left to play in the opening quarter. Both teams go 3 and out. Estherville-Lincoln Central to punt. Kylan Fitzgerald back on his own 15. Fitzgerald gets a good snap, and the punt is away. A high spiraling punt. Will take a hop at the Lion 30-yard line, take an Estherville-Lincoln Central bounce to the 26 of Central Lion George Little Rock, where the Lions will come out for their second offensive possession, looking to set something up.
Jay, and that's kind of what we can expect to see, I think, a lot here is both these teams, they mirror each other so well. They both sit in that shotgun. They'll throw the ball if they have to. They do like to run the ball if they can. But both teams still lacking to show that physicality that they've needed here in the first couple weeks. So it's going to be interesting to see which team comes up and decides to be more physical and win the battle in the trenches.
First and 10, Central Lion George Little Rock from their own 26. Nagel takes a snap, quarterback keep right up the middle, and Nagel did a tough couple of yards up to the 28-yard line, maybe the 29. Second and about 8 coming up for the Lions.
Yeah, trying with that quarterback trap play in which the guard's got to pull and get around there, and he's looking to trap the defensive tackle out there and get the quarterback free. But what they've been doing is they're sitting with 4 linebackers in the box, and that linebacker's been able to come up and make the tackle on Lucas.
Second and 8 for the Lions from their own 28. Nagel in the shotgun calls it out, takes a snap, dropping back. Quick pass left side for Hymanson, and the pass is incomplete at the 36-yard line. So a third and long for the Lions once again from their own 28. It will be a 3rd and 8 this time around.
That was a nice play there. Estherville-Lincoln Central was bringing a blitz. They had a linebacker coming up the middle. Lions offensive line in the backs picked it up really nice. Lucas had a good clear throwing lane, and he threw it where he's supposed to, right at Hymanson, a little bit low, but Hymanson just trapped it on the ground.
3rd and 8 for the Lions from their own 28, scoreless so far in the first quarter. Nagel takes a snap, quick pass, left side, Nick White, great block from Hymanson. White on the sideline, knocked out of bounds at the 35-yard line. He'll be a couple of yards shy of the first down.
Looks like, they're going to give him about 6 yards on that one. Nick White trying to fight for that marker there, just could not quite get there. Didn't have enough of the blockers out there. 4th down and short, and the Lions obviously forced to punt this ball once again.
2 possessions for the Lions, 2 3 and outs. Colton Buss on to punt, will stand back on his own 23. As Buss awaits the snap, gets the snap, it's a good one, and gets off the punt. A high spiraling punt, but into a wall of wind. It will hop at the Estherville-Lincoln Central 41, out of bounds right about the, down at the 43. It skirted along the sideline. Official will mark it at the 44. So great starting field position for Estherville-Lincoln Central, and that ball really hit a wall when it hit that south wind.
Yeah, we're kicking into a pretty good stiff wind, and I'm really shocked on that, Jay, when we're sitting at 4th down and 1 situation, and we didn't try that rugby punt situation where you allow Lucas to get out and run if he needs to try and get that first down, because Lucas can kick the ball about just as far as that one went.
Estherville-Lincoln Central 3 and out on their first offensive possession. Take 2 will be 1st and 10 from their own 44. Olison, a quick pass on the left side, tipped and incomplete off the hands of Bennett Lauk, the intended receiver for ELC.
Yeah, and once again, like I said, they're very much mirrors of each other. They just ran the exact same play we did to Nick White, trying to get the running back out into the space and get him some movement down the field. Just overshot him and threw it right through his hands.
2nd down and 10, Estherville-Lincoln Central on their own 44. 8:03 left in the opening quarter. Clock is stopped. We are scoreless so far. Have yet to see a first down for either team. Olison in the shotgun calls it out, and early movement along the front line for the Midgets going to push them back.
Yeah, good job there by the Lions. As soon as they see that offensive lineman move, they moved with him to make sure that the officials had to make that call.
I believe that was Kylan Fitzgerald, the junior left tackle for Estherville-Lincoln Central, so the officials will mark it back to the 39. A 2nd down and 15 coming up for the Midgets of ELC. Ball spotted on their own 39-yard line. Once again, 8:03 left to play in the opening quarter. Scoreless so far. The Lions with a couple of offensive possessions, both going 3 and out. Estherville-Lincoln Central Central 3 and out on their first offensive possession in the midst of their second possession offensively, facing a 2nd and 15 from their own 39 following the penalty. Olison will line up in the shotgun, takes a snap, quick pass on the left side. This to Sheridan. Sheridan to the 40-yard line, and great defense applied by Austin Metzger as he made the open field tackle, holding that to a gain of a couple.
Yeah, that was a good job there to get outside of the gaps and shoot right through the blockers. And like you said, Jay, a good open field tackle, only giving up 2 yards on the pickup there to Sheridan. Now, odd as this may seem here, Jay, we got 3rd down and long situation. That's usually a good sign for your defense. But the Lions have struggled over the last couple weeks when they've get a team in 3rd and long, and it seems like they play lax, and they've been giving up a lot of these 3rd down conversions.
3rd and 13 for the Midgets. Here comes the blitz. Pressure. Hit as he throws as Olison. It's in front of the intended receiver and incomplete. And coming in from the defensive end spot is Cole Stave, putting on the big pop on Olison. It will be another 3 and out for Estherville-Lincoln Central.
You know, and that's a great job there. What a great time to call that blitz to come after them. You know that they need to throw it down the field. And to pick up 14, 15 yards, you got to have your wide receivers enough time to get down the field. And when you bring that blitz, the quarterback has to rush the ball, and the receiver can't finish his route, and it goes for an incompletion.
Kylan Fitzgerald back on his own 25, ready to punt the ball away. Gets a low snap and gets off a high spiraling punt, but it's going to be angling out of bounds at about the 31, maybe the 32-yard line of Central Lyon George Little Rock. We'll let the officials walk it off. Great catch on the punt by Riley Schneekloth over on the sidelines. 33 of Central Lyon George Little Rock is where the Lions will start 1st and 10.
Yeah, offensive lineman with the hands.
Yeah.
Well, he's the center, so.
Typically that means no sprints, though, the next day, right?
That's true.
Yeah, the offensive lineman receives a punt successfully. Twin receivers out wide to each side. Nagel in the shotgun. Lions 0 for 2 on offensive possessions for tonight. Still looking for that first down of the evening with 7:15 left in the opening quarter. 1st and 10 from their own 33. Nagel in the shotgun with Van Beek standing to his right. Van Beek will take the hand from Nagel right up the middle, across the 35, across the 40, out to the 41, and a pickup of 8 on 1st down.
Wow, that was a great job there. You got to credit that one all to the offensive line, Jay, because as soon as Colton Van Beek had that ball, the lineman just had every one of the defensive linemen pinned down deep. He got 4 or 5 yards before he found any kind of contact.
2nd down and 2, Central Lyon George Little Rock from their own 41. Nagel in the shotgun, takes a snap, fakes the hand of Van Beek, keeps it himself, and fumbles on the play. Estherville-Lincoln Central comes up with it. Nagel hit in the backfield. The ball is jarred loose and covered up at the 40-yard line of Central Lyon George Little Rock. So 2 3 and outs, and now a turnover for CLGLR.
Yeah, and that's a tough break right there. And that might have just fallen under a bad decision there. It was that zone read run there between him and Van Beek. Van Beek, if he'd have had plenty of room down there, he tries to pull it, almost loses the handle on the ball, and right as he's trying to recover it, he takes a hit from the ELC defenseman, and that knocks the ball loose.
1st down and 10, Estherville-Lincoln Central on the Lion 41-yard line. The hand is Sheridan right up the middle, breaks it out right side, now cuts it back left side. Sheridan with room to roam. Up high by Van Beek, that's not going to work. Up high by Hymanson. He'll bring him down at the 1-yard line, and a big gain for Sheridan of 40 yards on the carry. Estherville-Lincoln Central 1st and goal from the Lion 1.
Wow, he got through there. He got contacted about 4 or 5 yards deep, and we couldn't bring him down. Some more poor tackling on the Lions, and this is one of those things, a turnover, and then also we're going to give up a big play and might give up some plays to the points, and we're going to have a penalty, I think, on 1st down.
Yeah, the left guard for Estherville-Lincoln Central, Jesse Wolf, rocking in his stance, so a fortunate break for the Lions there, as it was 1st and goal from the 1 for Estherville-Lincoln Central. The officials will now march that back with 6:22 left to play in the opening quarter, scoreless so far. Estherville-Lincoln Central following a Lion fumble, knocking on the door, 1st and goal from the Lions 6-yard line.
Yeah, Jesse Wolf out there, he's 6'1", 270 pounds, and just kind of lost his balance up there. And when you got a guy that big, he's tough to miss.
Yeah, when he moves, you'll see it. Olison in the shotgun, 1st and goal from the 6-yard line. Split receiver wide to each side. Olison takes a snap, rolls out right, pass. Wide open in the flat is the receiver, Jacob Bosch, who will walk in for the midget touchdown, 6-yard touchdown pass with 6:10 left to play in the opening quarter, and a 6-0 lead for Estherville-Lincoln Central.
Wow, we brought the blitz off the end on that one. We brought linebackers coming in there. The defensive end came free. Nobody picked up the tight end rolling out into the flat there, and Bosch wide open for an easy touchdown.
Point after attempt coming up from ELC. And it looks like doing the kicking will be Isaac Johnson. The extra point is up and through. 6:10 left to play in the quarter. 7-0. Estherville-Lincoln Central leading Central Lion George Little Rock from Dick Knoll Field in Rock Rapids. This is Lion Football on the Lion Broadcast Network. Back at Dick Knoll Field in Rock Rapids, 6:10 left to play in the opening quarter. 7-0. Estherville-Lincoln Central with the lead on Central Lion George Little Rock early, just about halfway through the opening quarter in this District 1 2A matchup here tonight at Dick Knoll Field in Rock Rapids. A Lion fumble leading to the Estherville-Lincoln Central score, as the Midgets strike first, leading at 7-0. Lions will get back after it and try to get something going offensively. A couple of 3-and-outs and a fumble on their first 3 offensive possessions.
And that's too bad there with that fumble, because it looked like they were really starting to open up some gaps there. They're starting to block it better. You had a nice run by Van Beek, just followed up by that fumble, and it looks like the Lions are starting to figure out what ELC is doing on defense, and hopefully they can capitalize this time down.
Jacob Bosch with a low line drive kick. Parker Netton will pick it up at the 20 to the 25 to the 30, breaking through some poor tackles up to the 36-yard line. And again, great starting field position for the Lions. We'll see if they can do something with it this time around. 1st and 10 from their own 36.
Jay, if we go back to that ELC offensive possession too, things that you're starting to see out of them is they're trying to go as fast as they can on the offensive side, not allowing Central Lion George Little Rock to sub in and try and get any rotation and keep fresh guys in. They're going to try and wear us out and see if they can go a little bit faster and see if their stamina is better.
1st and 10 for the Lions from their own 36. Nagel in the shotgun. Quick pass right side to Austin Metzger. Metzger stiff arms a midget defender and brought down to the 35 for a 1-yard loss. There is a flag down on the play. We'll see if that's a face mask on Metzger's stiff arm or what the call is.
Yeah, we'll have to see exactly what that is, because the only people there was the defender and the ball carrier. So you got to think that it's got to be a face mask either way.
Well, it will be a 2-yard loss on the play back to the 34-yard line. So we'll wait for the official call here as they're talking it over on the 34-yard line of Central Lion George Little Rock. And it is going to be a face mask against Central Lion George Little Rock. So it looks like Metzger got a hold of the face mask on his stiff arm that he tried to put on the defenders. So that will mark the Lions back even further.
And people ask that, how do you get a face mask on the offense? And what it is there is Metzger can put his hand out there and he can put his hand on the helmet to try and free himself. But as soon as he grabs and pulls on that face mask, that's when that flag comes out. So he's just not allowed to grab and hold when he goes for it. When he gets that stiff arm out there, he's got to keep his hand flat and just use it for leverage and to push off with.
Officials going to mark it back to the 19-yard line. So now a 1st down and 25 for Central Lion George Little Rock, or make it 27 with the ball on their own 19. Nagel in the shotgun, twin receivers to each side as Nagel calls it out, takes a snap, hands up the middle to Parker Netton, breaks it out right side, out to the 24-yard line, a pickup of 5, and now a 2nd and 22 coming up.
Parker Netton coming into the game, we saw him a lot and getting some more carries each and every week. He's such a hard runner. He's a downhill runner, and you really like to see him. He's got the speed out there, but it almost looks like he's a contact first guy. He gets down there and he wants to lower the shoulder and go through the defender.
2nd down and 22. Central Lion George Little Rock on their own 24. Twin receivers to each side. Nagel in the shotgun, dropping back to pass, setting up the screen. Left side coming in to make the catch is White, and he is brought down at the 26. Nicely read, fighting off the block for Estherville-Lincoln Central. I believe that was Bosch making the play.
Yeah, and that's a tough break there because we had it set up nicely, and we got the ball too wide underneath. We missed the block there with Bus. Bus has got to get up there, and he's got to hang on to that block. He just he let go of his guy too soon, and his guy was able to get free and make the tackle after a 2-yard gain.
Inside of 5 minutes left in the opening quarter, Lions trail it 7-0. Third down and about 20 yards to go for Central Lyon George Little Rock with the ball on their own 26. Nagel from the shotgun, dropping back to pass, has the protection over the middle. The pass is incomplete for the intended receiver, Brady Wright. Just couldn't hang on to it. Would have been a first down had he made the catch, but it falls incomplete, and the Lions forced to punt once again.
And that's a tough break. Brady thinks he should have had that one. It was right out there in his hands, and definitely upset about it. But thrown right in the middle of the safety and the corner. It was a great job of threading the needle by Lucas, and just couldn't quite connect.
Colton Buss back on his own 13-yard line, ready to boot the ball away. Buss calls for the snap. It's a little off center, but he does field it and gets off a nice high spiraling punt. Fielded at the 36-yard line by Sheridan. Sheridan going to be brought down by the second man down, and that is Parker Netton at the 38-yard line, where Estherville-Lincoln Central will take over first down and 10. Pardon me, that was Loke on the return, rather.
Yeah, Tyler Vanover was actually the guy who got down there and got credited with the tackle on that one. First man down, Trey Murray. He's the gunner. He's also the long snapper. He gets down the field first. He gets down there and tripped him up. Just couldn't quite make the tackle, but enough to slow him down to let the Lions wrap him up and bring him down.
First down and 10, Estherville-Lincoln Central from their own 38, 4:26 left to play in the opening quarter. Estherville-Lincoln Central leading it 7-0. Olison in the shotgun takes a snap, looking over the middle, and the pass is behind the intended receiver, incomplete. It looks like Blake Miller was the intended receiver on that play.
Yeah, and that's just a tough break there because he throws it way behind, and our safety was coming up to try and lay a hit and make the tackle on the intended receiver there. If he would have sat back where he was, he probably would have been in perfect position to make the interception.
Second down and 10, Estherville-Lincoln Central with the ball spotted on their own 38. Olison in the shotgun, twin receivers to each side, a single back behind him, that is Sheridan. And now more movement, the entire left side of the offensive line going. Couple of false starts for Fitzgerald and Wolf respectively, and now they both went at the same time.
You know, and we're seeing some of those things against Estherville-Lincoln Central. They're able to move the ball on time, but a lot of mental errors up front with guys not knowing the snap count out there, and that's inexcusable. And that's something that their coach talked about in the pregame interview. It's something that they wanted to try and work on and fix this week.
Second down and 15 with 4:22 left to play in the opening quarter. The hand will go to Sheridan up the middle. He'll break it out right side across the 35 to the 36 for a pickup of a few. And a third down and about 12 coming up for Estherville-Lincoln Central from their own 36-yard line.
Third down and long situation. Again, last time we were in this, the Lions brought the blitz there, and it worked out effectively. The quarterback had to get rid of the ball a lot faster than he wanted to be. Let's see if the Lions try and bring some heat again.
Third down and 12, Estherville-Lincoln Central from their own 36-yard line. Olison in the shotgun, trip receivers left, a single man to the right. Olison takes a snap, dropping back to pass. Olison steps up in the pocket, lets it go over the middle. Catch is made at the 43. Nicely defended, however, by Nick White. Loke comes down with it. White there with the contact immediately.
Yeah, nice job there. And that's something that they've picked up from last week. In the second quarter, we gave up a long touchdown to Sioux Center where it was third and long, and we bit on an underneath and go route there, and we came up on it, and they ran right by us there. When right there, you know you're in third down and long, you let him catch that underneath pass and just make sure you get the tackle.
Fourth down and 4. Estherville-Lincoln Central forced to punt once again. Fitzgerald back on his own 28. Gets a good snap and gets off a high punt. That will be kind of a squibber. Fair catch at the 20-yard line by Nick White. Now White will take off and run, but he did call for the fair catch, so that's going to be a flag for running after calling the fair catch.
Well, he didn't call the fair catch. Actually, Van Beek called for the fair catch. Nick came up and made the catch and then took off. But like you said, Jay, the flag comes out on that one. I'm not sure if that's a penalty for an illegal fair catch because they called the fair catch, and I think it just makes the ball dead.
Well, we'll wait and see what the officials call here. And it's going to be a 5-yard penalty on Central Lyon George Little Rock. So back to the 15 where the Lions will start first down and 10. Deep in their own end with 3 minutes exactly left in the opening quarter, trailing at 7-0. And the offense certainly looking to get something going here. Nagel in the shotgun, twin receivers wide to each side. Van Beek stands to his right. as Nagel calls it out. Man in motion left to right. That is White. White will take the hand, but we had early movement on the Lions, it looks like.
Yeah, and that's a timing route on that one where you're bringing the man in motion in that jet sweep formation. And everybody's got to kind of be on one page on that one. And once again, we're going in the wrong direction. Lions penalties have really shot themselves in the foot here in the first half once again.
Well, back to the 10-yard line, and now a first down and 15 for Central Lyon George Little Rock. Ball spotted on their own 10. 2:59 left to play in the opening quarter. Lions trail it 7-0. Looking to get something going offensively. A couple of run plays between the tackles, but that's about all that's worked for the Lions so far here tonight on the offensive side. Twin receivers to the right, twins to the left. Man in motion left to right, that is Nick White. Nagel fakes to White, keeps it himself across the 15, out to about the 18-yard line, and 8 yards on first down. You'll take that every time.
Yeah, Lucas did a good job there. They were blocked up front very well for him. The defensive end did his job. He came up the field, and as he saw Lucas take off down the field, then he crashed down. But by the time he could get to Lucas, he had the forward momentum going and able to get good yardage.
Second down and 7. Central Lyon George Little Rock from their own 18. Nagel in the shotgun, calls it out. Long snap count, takes a snap. Quick pass, right side for Metzger. Catch is made at the 15 to about the 19. All in all, a gain of 1 when it's all said and done.
You know, and that's just one of those things where we're seeing that they're really blitzing. They're bringing a lot of pressure against us, and we're trying to catch them in it. But we got to be a little bit quicker in it, because if they keep blitzing like that, there's going to be some openings for some big plays. We just got to catch them in the right formation.
Third down and 6. Central Lyon George Little Rock from their own 19-yard line. Nagel in the shotgun with twins wide to each side. Nagel takes a snap, hands to Colton Van Beek, hit in the backfield, and he'll be dropped at the line of scrimmage. Maybe forward progress up to the 20 for a 1-yard gain, but the Lions forced to punt once again.
Yeah, and that's a tough break right there as you're trying to sneak a guy through there. And Colton Van Beek, he's one of those guys, he's a finesse runner. He's not a power runner. And at this point in the game, when you've got a team blitzing like they do, you need a guy who's going to hit the hole hard. Maybe a spot for Parker Netton should have been in.
Colton Buss back on his own 7, ready to punt the ball away. A high spiraling punt fielded at the 48-yard line, right up the middle and breaking for the right sideline. Sidestepping all the Lion defenders, the Estherville-Lincoln Central return man all the way to the 25-yard line is Bennett Loke for ELC.
You know, another good return, and the special teams woes continue for CLGLR. That time we had him after about 5 yards, except for 2 of our own players ran into each other. Then a few bad tackles out there allows him to get even farther downfield. And Estherville-Lincoln Central is going to start in great starting field position.
First down and 10 for the Midgets. Ball spotted on the 25 of Central Lyon George Little Rock. With 1:13 left in the opening quarter, Lions trail it 7-0. Olison will line up in the shotgun. Twin receivers to the left, a single receiver to the right. Sheridan stands to Olison's right as Olison takes a snap, fakes the hand to Sheridan, keeps it himself around right side. Matuska will flatten him at the 24, maybe the 23 for a pickup of a couple.
Nice job there. That's the first time we've seen Olison run out there. And like I said, we've heard about the ankle injury that he sat out with. And it was going to be interesting to see if that would be tested here today. And he is a mobile quarterback, and he likes to run the ball. There he got upfield, and Matuska did a good job of laying the hit.
Ball spotted on the 23 of Central Lyon George Little Rock. Estherville-Lincoln Central with a second down and about 8. Olison in the shotgun, calls it out, takes a snap, quick pass, left side, off the hand of the intended receiver, Jacob Bosch. Looked like that might have been a backwards pass, but the officials blow it dead. Very close to a backwards pass, and it will be a third down and 8 coming up for ELC.
You know, and Coach even asked the sideline officials immediately if it was a backwards pass, and the official pointed it out where he saw the quarterback throw it from and where the receiver was. Lions are still arguing with this one, but they're not going to get that turnover on a call.
Ball spotted on the 23-yard line of Central Lyon George Little Rock. It will be a third and 8 for Estherville-Lincoln Central. 33 seconds left in the opening quarter, and the Midgets leading the Lions by a score of 7-0. Olison in the shotgun. Olison takes a snap, dropping back, setting up the screen pass to the right side. Greatly defended by Parker Netton. He read that right away, and Olison forced to just ground the ball. So a 4th down and 8 coming up for Estherville-Lincoln Central.
Yeah, and that helped out right there. Carson Stave got a great jump off that defensive end spot. He got out there, and he was in pursuit, making Olison run backwards, and then just tries to flip it underneath, and Parker Netton was all over the running back.
4th down and 8, Estherville-Lincoln Central on the Central Lion George Little Rock 23-yard line. 27 seconds left in the opening quarter. Clock is stopped following the incompletion once again. Midgets lead it 7-0. Olison in the shotgun on 4th down. Trip receivers left, a single to the right. Olison dropping back to pass under pressure. Olison steps up in the pocket. Now really under pressure, is going to run out to the right side. Lets go of it and has the 1st down, but now a fumble on the play, and the Lions are saying they have it. Let's see what the officials say. The pass was complete to Loke at the 15-yard line. Are they going to call him down? If he's down, that's a 1st down.
I think they're going to say he was down by contact as of right now, and they will give him the 1st down. And that's a tough break because the pocket collapsed on. We had 3 different defensive linemen had a shot at him. Somehow he gets through that and gets away from the contact and throws the ball underneath, and we missed the first tackle, allowing them to get 1st down yardage, and you just don't get the break on the call.
1st down and 10. Estherville-Lincoln Central now on the Lion 15-yard line. 10 seconds left in the opening quarter. Clock is on the move. Olison in the shotgun, calls it out on 1st and 10. Long count, and we had movement on the right side for Estherville-Lincoln Central. That will force the Midgets back once again.
You know, and that's something that CLGLR can play to here throughout the night here, is we've seen about 4 false starts against Estherville-Lincoln Central. Those offensive linemen, they're very shifty out there. They don't like to be set. They want to get going as fast as they can. And I think that might be part of the hurry-up offense that they run a little bit, is those linemen don't like to be sitting there in that spot. And if we can show maybe a little bit of blitz and try and disrupt their patterns, maybe we can get them caught in a few more of those penalties.
Penalty will run out the 1st quarter. After 1 quarter complete, Estherville-Lincoln Central leading Central Lion George Little Rock 7-0 from Dick Null Field in Rock Rapids. You're listening to Lion Football on the Lion Broadcast Network.
Frontier Bank proudly brings you Kasasa. What's Kasasa? It's an easy way to earn cash, no talent necessary. It's like a participation trophy that's actually worth something. You do everyday things, we reward you in cash each month. That's free Kasasa checking. Ask for free Kasasa checking at Frontier Bank.
But I literally didn't see your text.
Pizza Ranch legends.
Like
the husband who didn't text back about supper.
Probably near a text dead zone. You've heard of a text dead zone, right?
It's only a legend, but just in case, there's all kinds of husband didn't text back about supper flavor at Pizza Ranch.
I'm totally getting taco pizza!
There's all kinds of that at Pizza Ranch.
Back at Dick Null Field in Rock Rapids, 12 minutes up on the board for quarter number 2. A 7-0 lead for Estherville-Lincoln Central over Central Lion George Little Rock. The Lions have yet to get their first down of the night offensively. 4 offensive possessions and nothing going for the Lions here tonight. A fumble on offensive possession number 4, leading to an Estherville-Lincoln Central touchdown. That's the only score we've seen here tonight. 1st down and 15 for Estherville-Lincoln Central as we kick off the 2nd quarter. Ball spotted on the 20-yard line of Central Lion George Little Rock. Along with Joel Viss, I'm Jay Kelly. 1st and 15 for Estherville-Lincoln Central as we kick off quarter number 2. Olison will hand to Sheridan off left tackle. Sheridan breaks through an arm tackle up to the 15-yard line and a pickup of 5 on 1st down.
Yeah, nice job there. They move the guards there. They're trying to get him out in front, and they pull the guard, and the running back just kind of follows him through, and we're hitting him at the line of scrimmage, Jay, and actually before there, but he's bouncing off of him and was able to get positive yards, but very easily could have gone for a loss.
Just across the 15, so a 2nd down and about 9 for Estherville-Lincoln Central, right inside the 15-yard line of Central Lion George Little Rock. Olison in the shotgun, make that trips to the left as Olison takes a snap. Quick pass over the middle. Catch is made by Bosch, who is in the end zone for the ELC touchdown. Colton Van Beek on the coverage. It's a 15-yard touchdown pass with 11:15 left in the first half, and the Midgets now lead at 13-0.
Second touchdown reception there for the tight end. Nice play there for Estherville-Lincoln Central. Quarterback just drops back there, waits for him to come across the field, and puts it right in stride there, and he's able to catch it and get into the end zone with no problem.
Point after attempt coming up for the Midgets, and doing the kicking once again. Looks like Isaac Johnson will try to add the point after with Alec Hefner on the hold. Hefner takes the snap, gets it down, the kick is up, the extra point is good. 11:15 left to play in the first half, 14-0. Estherville-Lincoln Central leading Central Lion George Little Rock from Dick Null Field in Rock Rapids. This is Lion Football on the Lion Broadcast Network.
Small town values will never fade, always finding a familiar face, a long lost friend with a helpful hand, picking right up where you left off again. It's your hometown bank, in your own backyard, with people that you trust. It's the way you like to live. It's the way you like to bank.
Premier Bank, member FDIC.
Back at Dick Null Field in Rock Rapids, 11:15 left to play in the first half, 14-0. Estherville-Lincoln Central with the lead on Central Lion George Little Rock. A pair of passes, 4 touchdowns from Evan Olison to Jacob Bosch. The scores for ELC here tonight. And the Lions have dug themselves quite the hole early in this one.
Yeah, once again, here they are sitting down by 2 touchdowns. Once again, they've got to get things going here. They've got to get it started. They can't wait till they're 2 and 3 touchdowns down all the time. They need to get things going in the right direction earlier and fight back here. It would go a long way towards them making strides in the second half if they can put together a nice long drive, take about 7-8 minutes off the clock, and put some points on the board here.
Ensuing kick coming up from Bosch, a low end-over-end squibber will take a hop and field it at the 15 by Colton Van Beek. To the 20, to the 25, to the 30, the 35. Van Beek out across the 40 to the 41, maybe even the 42-yard line. So again, great starting field position for the Lions. Now they just have to do something with it.
Yeah, absolutely, Jay. And right there you saw it was a short little squib kick. ELC trying to keep it away from the return men of Central Lion George Little Rock, but able to let the ball roll through there. Van Beek picks it up, gets going down the field there. Good blocking out in front and gets across the 40-yard line. But like you said, Jay, we've been put in this position a lot. We just have to do something with it.
First down and 10 for the Lions. Ball spotted on their own 41. Twin receivers to each side. Nagel in the shotgun. Man in motion right to left. That is Carter Krull. Krull will take the hand from Nagel. Cuts it upfield nicely across the 50 into midget territory. Great run by Carter Krull and a great read of where the block was and to cut inside of that block.
Well, Jay, I'm going to tell you what sprung that one right there. Ross Wiertzma got downfield there, the left tackle. He was 5 yards downfield, stayed with his block. His man tried to come after Carter on the corner. He held that block and rode him all the way out and just took him completely out of the play.
Second down and 1 for the Lions. Ball spotted on the 49 of ELC. Nagel in the shotgun. White in motion right to left. He'll take the hand from Nagel around right end. Room to roam for Nick White. The 40, the 35, the 30, the 25, and brought down at the 24-yard line of Estherville-Lincoln Central.
You know, and that's something we talked about with Coach even before. He wanted to get Nick White more touches. He knows Nick White is explosive and can do it, but we just got to find ways to get him the ball. And right there, his first carry of the ball game goes for 26 yards.
First down and 10 for the Lions. Ball spotted on the 24 of Estherville-Lincoln Central. Nagel in the shotgun on 1st and 10, takes a snap, hand to Krull on the sweep around left end once again. Krull stretching for the sideline, nice stiff arm at the 15, inside the 15 to the 12-yard line, and the Lions got some momentum with the rushing game here on this drive.
Boy, and that's all Carter Krull on that play out there. It wasn't blocked very well. There was a lot of white jerseys in the way of Carter there as he's running sideline to sideline, but he just out-hustles him to the corner, turns it up there. Nice stiff arm and a spin move to get him positive yards.
Estherville-Lincoln Central going to call a timeout. The Lions have shifted field position big time on this offensive possession. There was certainly a talking to on the sidelines after Estherville-Lincoln Central took that 14-0 advantage. Lions now with a 1st and 10 on the ELC 11-yard line. And Joel, just a completely different team on this possession here.
Well, you know, and it's about time. I mean, they've been looking pretty lifeless the whole first quarter and into this second quarter, and they didn't even look like they wanted to be here for that first quarter. They're just kind of out there going through the motions, and finally, after your 2 touchdowns down, they all of a sudden liven up a little bit and figured out, hey, guys, we got to go.
10:06 left to play in the first half. Lions trail it 14-0. Central Lion George Little Rock now with a 1st and 10. Ball spotted on the Estherville-Lincoln Central 11-yard line. Following the Midgets timeout, that would be their first timeout of the first half. They have 2 remaining. Lions still with all 3 of theirs. Still early in the ball game here. 10:06 left to play in the first half. On 1st and 10, Nagel will line up in the shotgun with Netton standing to his right. Twin receivers to the left side, a single receiver right, and a wingback will line up to the right as well. As Nagel surveys the midget defense, calls it out. Nagel calls for White in motion left to right, fakes to White, the counter to Netton over the left side, and Estherville-Lincoln Central onto that pretty quickly. Netton did all he could to fight to get back to the line of scrimmage. They'll call him down for a 1-yard loss at the 12-yard line.
Yeah, that play had absolutely nothing going. Very well read by Estherville-Lincoln Central. They are all over it. They are in the backfield immediately, and great pressure. They won the battle up front. And, Jay, this is something that we've seen out of Central Lion George Little Rock. They've been able to get inside the 20-yard line in the red zone of the other team multiple times here throughout the first couple weeks. We just haven't been able to finish those kind of drives.
2nd and 11 for the Lions from the midget 12-yard line. Nagel lobs one up left corner of the end zone for Hymanson, who makes the catch for the Lion touchdown. 11 yards, make it 12 yards through the air. Nagel to Hymanson, and the Lions are on the board with 9:23 left in the first half.
And that's a great way to finish that off. You got Hymanson over there. He's got the height advantage. We know he can jump. He's got some great hands, and he gets one-on-one coverage there in the corner. We just lofted up, let him go get it. Lion touchdown, and they've cut this lead in half, and they've still got plenty of time to go here in the second quarter.
Point after attempt coming up from Carter Krull. As it looks like Brady Wright will do the holding here for the Lions as the swinging gate comes in from the left side. Once again, 12 yards through the air from Nagel to Hymanson. Snap is good, the hold is down, the kick is up, and the extra point is good. 9:23 left to play in the first half, 14-7. Estherville-Lincoln Central leading Central Lion George Little Rock from Dicknall Field in Rock Rapids. This is Lion Football on the Lion Broadcast Network.
Make your move to the largest orthopedic physician team in the region, Avera Orthopedics.
Back at Dicknall Field in Rock Rapids, 9:23 left to play in the first half, 14-7. Estherville-Lincoln Central with the lead on Central Lion George Little Rock. The Lions have cut the lead in half thanks to a 12-yard touchdown pass from Lucas Nagel to Zed Hymanson.
And a little bit of life out there, Jay Kelly. CLGLR, the Lions have figured it out and playing with a little bit more excitement and a little bit more attitude out there. They showed a little swagger on that last drive, able to march down the field. We talked about a long drive. That was a quick drive. Now if the defense can play with that same intensity, maybe we can get the ball back and get a chance to tie it yet before the half.
The ensuing kick from Romel Lopez all the way down to the 5-yard line, fielded by Estherville-Lincoln Central. The fake reverse at the 15, 20, 25, 30, and out to the 35-yard line. The return for the Midgets provided on the play by Bennett Loke, and a 1st and 10 for ELC from their own 35.
You know, and that's a tough thing to do there. When you got 2 capable return men out there faking that reverse, you've really got to stay in your lanes and you got to play good, sound defense. You can't bite on that fake just in case the guy kept it like they did. Lions do that, but it does put them back on their heels and allowed ELC to get a good return.
1st down and 10 for Estherville-Lincoln Central. Ball spotted on their own 35. On 1st down, Olison in the shotgun, pitches out left side to Sheridan. Tries to cut it back up the middle. The Lions all over that. They're going to drop him for a 1-yard loss. Take your pick on the tackle there. And a great discipline shown by the Lions there, too. Once the whistle blew, they all put their hands right off of the back.
Absolutely. You block all the way through that whistle. whistle. As soon as that whistle goes, then you let up. But that's something that we haven't seen a whole lot out of them. They usually let up before that whistle and the guy gets free. That time you had 3 purple jerseys all over that running back. We need a few more of those.
2nd down and 10. Estherville-Lincoln Central with the ball on their own 35. Olson in the shotgun takes a snap, dropping back to pass. Quick pass, left side, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Bennett Loke. And a 3rd down and 10 coming up for ELC.
Carson Stave gave the quarterback a good shot, man. He got him right from behind. Right as he released the ball, he just put the helmet right in the number. And that quarterback's going to be thinking about that the next time he goes back to pass here.
3rd down and 10. Ball spotted on the Estherville-Lincoln Central 35-yard line. As the Midgets will break, trip receivers wide left, a single receiver to the right. Olson will line up in the shotgun. Line of scrimmage at the 35. Olson standing at his 30 as he takes a snap, drops back, looking over the middle, lets it go, and has the man. It's Loke at the 45. Sidesteps White into Lion territory, breaks through a tackle attempt by Van Beek, over Van Beek at the 40-yard line, and a big pickup for ELC and a 1st down for the Midgets.
Yeah, 25-yard pickup there. Found him. He was wide open right between the linebackers and the safeties there. Makes the catch and was going to be a 1st down regardless, but Nick White's got to make that tackle there. He's got to come up, bring him down, because that turned a 16-yard gain into a 25-yard gain.
Ball spotted on the Central Lion George Little Rock 41. It will be a 1st down and 10, Estherville-Lincoln Central. Split receiver wide right, twins to the left. Olson lines up in the shotgun, calls it out, hands to Sheridan up the middle, breaks it out left side, and brought down after a 1-yard gain at the 40-yard line. Initial contact made, and a host of Lions come in to finish him off.
Yeah, Lucas Nagel coming up there first. He got the first hit on him, just kind of couldn't drag him down, had a hold of the jersey and spun him around, and like I said, just couldn't bring him down, but that allowed the rest of the defense to get there and knock him down for only a 1-yard gain.
2nd down and 9 for the Midgets. Ball spotted on the Central Lion George Little Rock 40-yard line. 7:40 left in the opening half. Clock is on the move. 14-7. Central Lion George Little Rock trailing Estherville-Lincoln Central. The Midgets with a 2nd and 9 from the Lion 40. As Olson takes a snap, quick pass over the middle, batted down by Ross Wiertzma. That big ball get in the air and knock anything down in its path.
Yeah, Ross Wiertzman, he's played really well so far in this 1st half. He's had some good offensive blocks out there. And there he does a good job of not like I said, once again, defensive linemen aren't always going to get those sacks, but when they see the pass play there, if they're not going to get there, they got to get their hands up and get them in the passing lane.
3rd down and 9. Estherville-Lincoln Central with the ball spotted on the Lion 40-yard line. 7:28 left in the 1st half. Clock is stopped. 14-7. Estherville-Lincoln Central with the lead on Central Lion George Little Rock. And a big 3rd down here for the Midgets and the Lions respectively as Olson takes a snap, rolls out right side, lets one go deep down the right sideline and incomplete off of the hop to the intended receiver. Receiver was there to make the catch, but just short hopped him. Hymanson on the coverage, and the pass will be called incomplete. 4th and 9 coming up.
Well, he got away with it there, and he also got away with a little bit of a push off there. Hymanson was there, turned around to look for the ball, and took a shove right in the back there. Nonetheless, it falls incomplete. We'll see here. It looks like the kicking team is coming into play here inside of Lion territory, so we'll see if they're trying to pooch kick it down here on a punt from the 40-yard line, but that's kind of been the Lions' troublesome spot here was on 3rd down, so it's good to see them stand up and get a stop and hopefully get the ball back.
4th down for the Midgets. Fitzgerald lining up back on his own 45. Gets a good snap, and the punt is away. It's a low end-over-end punt, and almost down at the 11-yard line. Looks like that's where the official threw the marker in. Now, the punt rolled into the end zone, but I believe the official is going to say Estherville-Lincoln Central did touch it at the 11.
Yeah, they'll get first touch there back at the 11-yard line, but we'll see if that's where they put it, because technically he needs to down that ball. He can't. It's not just on a touch, because if he hits that, the Lions have the opportunity to pick that up. So that is still a live ball, and it rolled into the end zone, so it should be a touchback because the guy did not down it at that 11-yard line.
And the touchback will be the call, so the Lions will start 1st and 10 from their own 20. 7:10 left to play in the 1st half. Lions trail it 14-7. Had a very nice offensive drive, resulting in points last time on the field, and we'll see if the offense can duplicate that again. Twin receivers wide to each side. Nagel in the shotgun. 1st and 10 from their own 20. Nagel calls it out, takes the snap, fakes the hand to the motion man crawl. Will go up the middle to Van Beek, and nothing happening there for no gain on the play.
You know, and that play just takes too long to develop out there. We sit there and we're holding on to it, or we're reading the defensive end. Do we want to give it? Do we want to take it? We end up keeping it, and then we try and hand out to the second guy through there. And by that time, the defense can collapse on it. And it's just not a very well-developed play.
Second down and 10. Central Lyon George Little Rock with the ball spotted on their own 20-yard line. 6:40 left to play in the first half. 14-7, Estherville-Lincoln Central leading at CLGLR. Nagel in the shotgun, twin receivers wide to each side as Nagel takes a snap, fakes the hand, keeps it himself right up the middle, and a pickup of 2, maybe 3 on the carry.
Yeah, and Lucas just trying to pick his spots on that one, and that's something where the Lions are blocking that pretty well there, but the linebackers, they come up there with their 4 linebackers, and they send 2, and then they have 2 just kind of sit back, and they're waiting, and what they're doing is they're reading the quarterback, and that's all they're doing is spying him, and they flow with him and only allow him minimal yardage.
Third down and 7, Central Lyon George Little Rock with the ball spotted on their own 23. Nagel in the shotgun with crawl in motion right to left, takes a snap, rolling out left side. Nagel looking to throw it, lets it go down the field. Short, underthrown for Hymanson and incomplete. Batted down by the midget defender, Ryan McDonald, on the play.
Yeah, and that play really didn't have a whole lot there as we're rolling out left side. And we had a few underneath receivers, but they had such bad spacing there. They were so easily defended out there. We couldn't even choose that option there. The only option Lucas had was to throw it deep, and he's throwing across his body, running away from it, and underthrows it and just knocks it away.
Lions forced to punt once again with 5:47 left in the first half, trailing it 14-7. Buss back on his own 10-yard line, gets a good snap and gets off a nice high end-over-end punt. And a fair catch called for at the 35-yard line by Estherville-Lincoln Central. So another great punt for Buss. The Midgets will start first down and 10 on their own 35. With 5:38 left to play in the first half, a 14-7 advantage for Estherville-Lincoln Central over Central Lyon George Little Rock.
Well, Jay, 5:38 left to go in this first half. Lions need to come out here and see if they can't get a 3-and-out here. They can't allow Estherville to move down the field and flip the field position once again if they want to try and tie this up before the half. They need to get that 3-and-out here right away. And another thing about that is they need to conserve as much time as possible, and definitely you don't want to go down by 2 scores.
First down and 10 for the Midgets. Olison will hand to Sheridan right up the middle, and Sheridan got popped behind the line of scrimmage. He'll be marked down at the line of scrimmage. A second down and 10 coming up for the Midgets, and a helmet off of one of the linemen comes off, so a stoppage in play.
That could be a big play there right there. If you have to sub in a guy who doesn't have a whole lot of experience in that spot and you're bringing that guy in for Estherville-Lincoln Central, might be a time here where Curtis Eben might want to show some pressure here and maybe bring a blitz right over top of that substitute.
Second down and 10, Estherville-Lincoln Central with the ball spotted on their own 35. Olison in the shotgun, twin receivers to each side as Olison calls it out, takes a snap, quick pass on the left side, and it's incomplete off the outstretched arm of Bennett Loke once again. And a third and 10 coming up for ELC from their own 35.
Well, Jay, this has kind of been our troublesome down there is third down and long. It seems like the Lions defense kind of sits back on this one and they get a little bit lax on it, and then we can't make the tackle. We allow an underneath pass, don't make that first tackle, and they're able to get first down yardage. So this is a big play here. Third down and 10, they're probably going to throw it here. If you can get the stop, you're going to get the ball back with all 3 timeouts.
5:03 left in the first half. Clock is stopped. Olison in the shotgun calls it out on 3rd and 10. Dropping back to pass, under pressure, steps up in the pocket, moves to his left, lets it go deep down the left sideline, and a pass interference flag coming in on the Lions, but I believe the catch was made. We'll wait and see here.
Well, the off receiver came and run and slid underneath of it to try and make the catch. We'll see if they call it a catch, but definitely you're going to get the Colton Van Beek just mauled the receiver there. And, I guess, if you think that you're not going to get there, you think he's going to score, that's a good play. But right there, that ball was wildly underthrown. And for some reason, he felt the need to just attack the receiver, and that just makes a bad penalty.
Well, first of all, we'll see if a catch is called. It looks like the officials are going to bring it back, so it must have been called an incompletion here. They're going to say the receiver did trap it, so we know that much so far. 4:54 left to play in the first half. Lions trail it 14-7.
But here you are, Jay. They're just throwing a Hail Mary down the sidelines on 3rd down and 10, and all we got to do is run with them and try and knock the ball down. Instead, we just go after and attack the receiver. That's going to be a 15-yard penalty on pass interference, and you bailed them out on 3rd down and 10.
Ball will be spotted following the penalty on the midfield stripe. So at the 50-yard line, Estherville-Lincoln Central will have the 1st down and 10 following the pass interference call on Colton Van Beek. 1st down and 10, Estherville-Lincoln Central. 4:54 left to play in the first half. Lions trail it by a score of 14-7. The ball just on the ELC side of the midfield stripe. On 1st and 10, Olison will line up in the shotgun. Twin receivers to the right, a single to the left. Olison calls it out, the hand to Sheridan up the middle. Fumble on the play, and the Lions got it. One of the defensive linemen, no, it was Matty Matuska that jumped through and picked it up. The Lions pick up a turnover of their own at the ELC 49.
Wow, that's a big turn of events right there. You just gave them a fresh set of downs, able to milk the clock down with under 5 minutes to play. They could have milked it out and possibly gone into score there. Sheridan just never had the ball as he was trying to go through the line of scrimmage. It hits the ground. Matuska's on it. Now the Lions, here you go. You've got it. You're taking over inside of Estherville-Lincoln Central territory. And here's your chance with under 5 to play to try and tie this up before the half.
1st down and 10 for the Lions. The ball spotted on the 49 of Estherville-Lincoln Central. Nagel in the shotgun, twin receivers wide to each side. As Nagel calls it out, takes a snap, hands up the middle to Parker Netton, and Netton will carry down to the 42-yard line, maybe the 41 of ELC.
Yeah, he's just so explosive on that play. You know, he gets down the field. He made one little cut and then just instantly to top speed down there to get through the line of scrimmage. He's tough to bring down. He picks up 8 yards.
2nd down and 2 for Central Lion George Little Rock on the 41-yard line of Estherville-Lincoln Central. With 4:24 left to play in the first half, clock is on the move, and the Lions trail it 14-7. Nagel will line up in the shotgun, everybody in tight up front. Nagel calls it out, takes a snap, dropping back to pass, off in the slot for Netton, wide open and a lot of room to roll with. Inside the 35, inside the 30, and brought down at the 25-yard line of Estherville-Lincoln Central.
16-yard pickup there, a little swing pass over there in the flat there to the running back, and officials are going to stop play here.
I believe Netton is down on the sidelines over there at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, took a pretty good lick there. He was kind of leaping through the defenders, and I think as he was coming down, took a pretty good shot.
Well, the Lions do pick up the first down on the completion. 4:03 left to play in the first half. Clock will stop for the injury timeout. Central Lion George Little Rock trailing at 14-7 to Estherville-Lincoln Central. Late in the first half here, we got a injury timeout. I believe that's Parker Netton over on the ELC sideline, and the training staff tending to him as both teams will huddle up on their respective sidelines. Netton's got his helmet off. He's up on his knees now, so that's certainly a good sign, and definitely you just hope he got the wind knocked out of him here.
Yeah, and that's what I'm thinking what happened there. Like I said, he was trying to jump through the defenders there, trying to tiptoe his way down the sidelines there, and as he was coming down, I think the defender got underneath of the shoulder pads and just gave him a pretty good pop. Good clean hit there on the sidelines, and like I said, I think he just knocked the wind out of him, and here he comes. He's walking across the sidelines, and should be okay, which is a great sign because Parker is definitely a guy that we need on the field throughout the night.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. He's explosive, and he makes things happen when he's in the game in that offensive backfield. Netton will trot off under his own power. 1st down and 10 for Central Lion George Little Rock. Ball spotted on the 25 of Estherville-Lincoln Central with 4:03 left in the first half, and the clock winds again. Nagel in the shotgun, twin receivers to each side. Nagel takes a snap, fakes the hand to Krull, he does hand to Krull. Krull hit in the backfield, slips one tackle, cannot slip a few more, and brought down at the 29-yard line. It will be a loss of 3 on the play.
You know, and once again, that's just a tough play. You know, he got a 12-yard gain a little bit back there on that same exact play, but in the same aspect, we do not block that play well. It is a poorly developed deal, and we do not block it well on the outside there. And you're expecting that running back to do a lot of things on his own to try and get positive yards.
2nd down and 13 for the Lions. Everybody bunched up front. Nagel in the shotgun, dropping back to pass, looking in the flat. That man is covered, looks over left side, and underthrows Carter Krull, who cannot dive and make the catch at the 19. So a 3rd and 13 coming up for the Lions from the Estherville-Lincoln Central 29.
Yeah, right there. Estherville-Lincoln Central did a nice job there. They saw that we were going to try for that swing pass once again. The linebacker played it well. Lucas had to come up, step up in the pocket there. They gave him a little bit of pressure and just undershoots Carter Krull.
3rd down and 13 for the Lions. Ball spotted, closer to the ELC 28, I would say, as Nagel in the shotgun. 5 wide, trip receivers right, twins to the left. Nagel calls it out, quarterback keep right up the middle to the 25 and down at the 23. 5-yard pickup will set up the Lions with a 4th down and about 8.
You know, and that's been a tough play for us. That's really been an effective play for us throughout the first couple weeks on there. It's that quarterback trap play. But their big defensive end out there, Joe Hecht, has done a phenomenal job of coming up the field, seeing it, noticing it, and he crashes down, and he's made the stop almost every time we've run that play.
2:45, 4th and 8. Lions will go for it from the Estherville-Lincoln Central 23, and now the Lions will call a timeout. 2:40 left to play in the first half, 14-7. Estherville-Lincoln Central with the lead on Central Lion George Little Rock. Timeout on the field. We'll take a timeout as well from Dick Null Field in Rock Rapids. This is Lion Football on the Lion Broadcast Network. Back at Dick Null Field in Rock Rapids, 2:38 left to play in the opening half, 14-7. Estherville-Lincoln Central with the lead on Central Lion George Little Rock. Lions facing a 4th down and 8 with the ball spotted on the 23 of Estherville-Lincoln Central, and the Lions using a timeout to draw up the 4th down play.
Yeah, you know, probably a good time out there. You know, when you're going to go for it on 4th down, you want to make sure that everybody's on the same page. This is definitely not a down that you can have yourselves make a mistake on this. So you want to know what you're going to do. Yeah, it lets the other team set up their defense as well, but we want to make sure we do things right on our end first.
Nagel in the shotgun. Everybody bunched in up front. Nagel takes a snap, dropping back to pass on 4th and 8 under pressure. Rolls out left side and short hops Carter Krull. The pass will fall incomplete, and the Lions will turn it over on downs on their 23 of Estherville-Lincoln Central.
You know, that's just a tough deal there, and we've seen that a couple times, and that's just something that Lucas needs to work on. We talk about the progressions that he's made through the weeks out there. When he runs the ball, he's been running it really well. When he can stand in the pocket and have time to deliver it, he throws a very nice ball. He's right on target. The problem is when he's got to roll to his left and then come back and throw across his body, he really struggles to get the ball there, and like most quarterbacks would at the high school level.
1st down and 10, Estherville-Lincoln Central from their own 23. Olison going to take a shot down the left sideline, has his man, but Colton Van Beek's there to intercept it. It's underthrown. Van Beek read that and picks it off at the 42 of Central Lion George Little Rock.
You know, and that's what Colton needed to do on that last one where he got the pass interference call. Instead of playing the man, you got to play the ball. And once again, it's a fly route. And, yeah, the guy's got to step on you, but turn around, find the ball, sees that it's underthrown, especially trying to throw into this wind. He throws up a duck there, and Colton's able to make a play on it. 2:25 left to go, Jay, and we got the ball back. A few things go right in our direction, we can easily score.
1st down and 10, Central Lion George Little Rock from their own 42. Second turnover picked up by this defense for the Lions here in the first half. Nagel will line up in the shotgun, 5 wide, trip receivers left, twins to the right. As Nagel takes a snap, quarterback keep up the middle, and he's going to be dropped at the 40 for the quarterback sack. Coming in from the defensive end spot was Kylan Fitzgerald, just not fooled at all.
No, and they've been doing a really good job. They're beating us up front. They've definitely outworked us on the front line there, and they're getting after us. When we're trying that quarterback trap, they've read it. They've seen it over the last couple weeks that we've been very effective running Lucas there. But that's something they've definitely prepped for.
Second down and 12 for the Lions from their own 40. Nagel in the shotgun. Takes a snap, dropping back to pass, looking out in the flat left side for Parker Netton, and Netton getting closed in on quickly. It's going to be going backwards again to the 37, a loss of 3, and now a 3rd and 15 for the Lions with 1:39 left in the first half and the clock on the move.
Yeah, and that was one of those deals where Parker's trying to cut it back across the field and bring it back into the play, but instead he cuts into it, and credit the defense of the midgets out there. They come down, they break down, and good open field tackling.
Third down and 15 for the Lions. Ball spotted on their own 37-yard line. 1:18 left on the game clock. 8 seconds left on the play clock as the Lions break the huddle. Nagel in the shotgun, twin receivers to each side. Nagel drops back to pass, pump fake on the short. He'll go deep for Hymanson, overthrows everybody, incomplete, and the clock will stop with 1:04 left to play in the first half, and the Lions forced to punt it away on 4th and 15.
Yeah, and I'm thinking right there that that might have been a good running down on that one. You're 3rd down and long. There's a minute left in the half here, and if you're not going to get it, you're trying to go deep on that one. The incomplete pass stops the clock. If we run it, you almost force them to use one of their timeouts if they want the ball back. If nothing less, you're going to let the half run out.
Colton Buss back on his own at 25, ready to boot the ball away. As Buss gets a good snap and gets off a nice high end-over-end punt. The catch made at the 22 up to the 25, 30, 35, and through a couple of tackles. Parker Netton holding on by a shirt tail brings him down at the 37-yard line, where ELC will have the ball. 1st and 10, 52 seconds left in the first half. 2 timeouts in their back pocket and a 7-point lead. We'll see what the midgets elect to do.
Well, the last time that they got the ball, they tried to take a shot down the field trying to get some points on the board. We'll see if they try and do it again. We'll see if they run a guy down the sidelines and try and beat us, or maybe, like I said, utilize those two timeouts. If they can throw those little 10 to 15-yard passes that they've been very effective with so far in the first half, they could get themselves into scoring range.
1st and 10, Estherville-Lincoln Central from their own 37. Olison in the shotgun, takes a snap, hands right up the middle, and to the 40-yard line, a pickup of 3 on the carry, setting up a 2nd and 7 as the clock moves with 40 seconds left in the first half.
And that might be an indication they're just running them up the hill, not in any kind of a hurry here. They're just taking their time. One more snap should do it for them. And I think ELC is content with taking the lead into the half.
2nd down and 7 for the midgets. Ball spotted on their own 40. 20 seconds left in the first half. Olison takes a snap, fakes the hand, keeps it himself over left tackle to the 45, a couple yards shy of the first down. The clock at 13 seconds, and it looks like the midgets will be content to run it out.
That's only the second time we've seen him run the ball so far here in the first half of play, and he's normally a pretty mobile quarterback. And now you're going to get the end of the half right there. ELC is going to be content. They'll take the lead and try and take that momentum.
Now we'll run things out on the first half of play. We are at the half here tonight at Dick Null Field in Rock Rapids. A 14-7 advantage for Estherville-Lincoln Central.
Hit this left arrow until that goes back down to 0. Okay.
Oh boy, do we have a halftime coming up here at Dick Null Field in Rock Rapids. If you aren't at Dick Null Field, you'd be a lot cooler if you were. I'm telling you that right now. We've got the marching band set to perform. We've got the junior cheerleaders set to perform. It's going to be a great halftime here tonight at Dick Null Field in Rock Rapids. And we'll have the halftime report when we return. 14-7, Estherville-Lincoln Central leading Central Lion George Little Rock at the half. You're listening to Lion Football on the Lion Broadcast Network.
The key to victory in sports starts with a good offense, which goes along with a great defense. This concept also applies to income taxes. The best way to make sure you're properly completing the many tax forms required and to ensure you're reporting all your income and claiming all allowable deductions is to take your information to a professional. Hi, this is Carmen at DeNoble Austin & Company PC, Certified Public Accountants. We can also help you with anything that has to do with accounting. We are located in Rock Rapids and Laverne, or find us on the web at denoblepc.com.
Central Lion, setting the standard for success.
Here at Central Lion, we offer equal opportunities in a fun learning environment.
Students K through 12 participate in a wide variety of activities in and out of the classroom.
Teachers here at Central Lion go the extra mile to help students achieve their academic goals.
Central Lyon, setting the standard for success.
Small town values will never fade. Always finding a familiar face, a long lost friend with a helpful hand, picking right up where you left off again. It's your hometown bank in your own backyard, with people that you trust. It's the way you like to live. It's the way you like to bank.
Premier Bank, member FDIC.
But I literally didn't see your text.
Pizza Ranch legends.
Like
the husband who didn't text back about supper.
Probably near a text dead zone. You've heard of a text dead zone, right?
It's only a legend, but just in case, there's all kinds of husband didn't text back about supper flavor at Pizza Ranch.
I'm totally getting taco pizza!
There's all kinds of that at Pizza Ranch.
Make your move to the largest orthopedic physician team in the region, Avera Orthopedics.
Back at Dick Knoll Field in Rock Rapids at the half as the Central Lyon Marching Lions performing on the field at the half here tonight. A 14-7 advantage for Estherville-Lincoln Central over Central Lyon George Little Rock. As following the Marching Lions performance here, we'll have the junior cheerleaders performing for the crowd at halftime here. Big night tonight, Joel. We've been on the road for the last 2 weeks. Got to give the fans a show here back at home.
Yeah, it's nice to be back at home. It's always great to play here at Dick Knoll Field. Just a great facility and just top notch to everybody who goes involved in putting things on here. You know, brand new lights here at Dick Knoll Field this year, and just got them good, nice, bright lights out there. A nice shine over the field. The field looks in absolute fantastic condition out there, and always good to be back at home. Now we just need the Lions to step up and give us a good reason to cheer while we're here.
Yeah, it was a sloppy first half, to say the least, for the Central Lyon George Little Rock Lions. But to their credit, the defense coming up with a couple of turnovers and the offense putting together a nice drive about midway through the second quarter to keep themselves into the game here. They trail by 7 heading into the locker room at half. And Joel, certainly a plethora of adjustments going to be needed to start things off once the second half kicks off.
Well, if it's anything like last week, Jay, this is kind of where our team really started to come alive, was in the second half. And when we were in Sioux Center last week, we were down 14-0. We fumbled the opening kickoff, or not the opening kickoff, but on the opening possession, got down 21-0. Then they came back firing. Now we're at least within striking distance. That touchdown in the second quarter was very big, and it was great to get on the board there, cut the lead and have only a 1-touchdown deficit. We're going to start on defense so we can come out here, force a 3-and-out, force a turnover on downs of some sort, get the ball back. If we can tie it up in the third quarter, take that momentum and really push it on into the fourth quarter where the Lions seem to strive.
14-7, the advantage for Estherville-Lincoln Central at the half here tonight. Estherville-Lincoln Central got the scoring going right away off of a Central Lyon George Little Rock fumble, a 6-yard touchdown pass from Evan Olison to Jacob Bosch, and the point after good. A 7-0 lead for ELC after quarter number 1. Estherville-Lincoln Central would strike again 45 seconds into the second quarter. A 15-yard touchdown pass from Evan Olison once again to Jacob Bosch, the point after good, and the Lions trailing 14-0. But 2 minutes later, the Lions would find the scoreboard in the end zone for the first time of the night, only time so far. A 12-yard touchdown pass from Lucas Nagel to Zed Hymanson. Point after attempt from Carter Krull was good. 14-7, that is where we are at the half. Lions trail by 7 to the midgets of Estherville-Lincoln Central.
And Jay, Estherville-Lincoln Central hasn't really done a whole lot of things to hurt us in this. We've actually helped them more than they've hurt us. You know, they took that first score. They have 11 carries for 51 yards as a team. Obviously, Christian Sheridan, he's the guy that has been doing most of the carrying. He's got 9 for 44. He had 40 yards on one run, and he has 44, and that gives him 4 yards on 8 other carries out there. So the defense is really taking care of, on that one. But 11 carries for 51. When you had 40 in one of those runs, the defense has really done a good job of taking the run away from Estherville-Lincoln Central. Evan Olison out there, he's 7 of 18 throwing the ball for 66 yards. So really not an impressive performance that route. We just have to take what we get, and we need to get on the field a little bit more because we didn't run a whole lot of plays there. We had a lot of 3-and-outs in that first half. We ended up with 18 carries for 70 yards, and Lucas Nagel was 7 of 14 passing for 33 through the air. So very like stats in that first half out there. We just got to be able to cash in on some of our drives.
Well, we'll have more coming up on the halftime report from Dick Null Field here in Rock Rapids. Once again, the score at the half, a 14-7 advantage for Estherville-Lincoln Central over Central Lyon George Little Rock. Stay tuned. The halftime report continues from Dick Null Field in Rock Rapids. This is Lion Football on the Lion Broadcast Network.
But I literally didn't see your text.
Pizza Ranch legends.
Like
the
I was
husband who didn't text back about supper.
probably near a text dead zone. You've heard of a text dead zone, right?
It's only a legend, but just in case, there's all kinds of husband didn't text back about supper flavor at Pizza Ranch.
I'm totally getting taco pizza!
There's all kinds of that at Pizza Ranch.
And we welcome you back, and we're going to take another trip inside the Lion's Den. This week, we get to know a little bit more about Dylan Kruger. Dylan, thanks for being here.
Yeah, good to be here.
Dylan, let's talk about the family life. Let's take you to your home. Tell us a little bit about life at home for Dylan Kruger.
Well, my parents' names are Kurt and Hetty. Kurt works at Premier Bank, and my mom, Hetty, works at the court office. I have a sister named Kyla, and I have a dog named Zoe.
All right, well, let's get you onto the football field. That's where we get to know you, Dylan Kruger. We hear your name on the offensive side of the ball. Tell us a little bit about your position and what are some of your responsibilities out there?
I play wide receiver, block on run plays, just catch the ball, obviously. That's pretty much my responsibilities.
Well, and coming off a week where you were actually named Scout Team Player of the Week, so one of those aspects of your job is you help the other guys get prepared for the upcoming team.
Yeah, that's a big part of what I do here also is working hard on that scout team so that starters can be as good as they can be, getting the best looks, so on Friday they know what to see.
Well, let's talk about a little, other than having the best hair on the team, what are some of your goals for this year?
That's right, goals for the team, obviously make the playoffs, hopefully win the districts and stuff like that.
Any individual goals necessarily as a wideout?
Individual goals, get like 10 receptions, something like that, just get on the field as much as I can, help the team out in whatever way I can.
Well, you got a good start. You already got one on the season, so a few more to go.
Yep, that's
well,
right.
Let's take you down into the classroom. You're a senior here at Central Lyon this year. Tell us a little bit about the class load you carried in your last year.
Yeah, I got a heavy class load. I'm AP Calc, AP Spanish. I've got some government classes, college classes. I'm in ag, so that's probably my easiest one, but it's a hard year.
There you go. Well, it's good to know that you're not taking it too easy. Let's talk about some of the other things you might be involved with around here at Central Lyon.
Yeah, I'm FFA president this year, so that keeps me busy. I'm also in basketball, baseball, golf, mock trial, and tattoo international club. I also attend youth group on Wednesdays, stuff like that. So.
All right, well, let's get you. You're all getting prepped out. We talked about all the classes you're taking, lots of tough college level courses, lots of other things you're involved in, very busy year. Have we thought about what we're going to do next year?
Yeah, I'm not really sure yet. Hoping to go on some visits yet, so hopefully that'll help.
Okay, well, let's go into this. You are a senior here. You're one of the upperclassmen. You're one of the leaders on our football team. What is some advice you have for the younger kids coming through the year?
Yeah, advice to underclassmen, just work hard now so then when you get older, you have that chance to play on Friday nights. Another thing probably is it goes by really fast, so make the most of it.
Well, and what's your favorite part of being a CLGLR football player over the last couple of years?
Favorite part would have to be just hanging out with my friends, doing something that I enjoy, and just the memories you get from that is pretty cool.
Well, Dylan, we appreciate you taking some time with us this week, and we wish you the best of luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Frontier Bank proudly brings you Kasasa. What's Kasasa? It's an easy way to earn cash, no talent necessary. It's like a participation trophy that's actually worth something. You do everyday things, we reward you in cash each month. That's free Kasasa checking. Ask for free Kasasa checking at Frontier Bank.
And we welcome you back to another edition of the Lions Den, where we get to know our CLGLR football players a little bit better and go inside the helmet with them each and every week. Today we're being joined by senior Cole Stave. Cole, thanks for joining us.
No problem.
Cole, let's talk a little bit about your family life. Tell us a little bit about the home life for Cole Stave.
My parents are Eric and Jennifer Stave. My mom manages the grocery store in Little Rock, and my dad works for ag software company out in Spencer, Iowa.
And you also have a twin brother
and I
as
have
well.
a twin brother who also plays on the team. He's number 76. So.
And that's the only way we can tell you guys apart. So here we've got the helmet off, no jersey on, and we can't tell the difference between them until they have their numbers. That's how close we are.
Yeah.
Well, let's go on to the field. Let's put that helmet and jersey on. You are a defensive and an offensive type of guy out there. Tell us a bit about the positions you play and your responsibilities on the field.
I play defensive end, and my main responsibility is keeping outside containment and also rushing the passer. And on offense, at offense tackle, I'm mostly there to pick up blocks and block for the runners. So.
Well, as a lineman, it's a little bit more difficult. You don't see a whole lot of the stats on the score sheets and all that stuff, and don't get your name mentioned all that often. But what are some of the goals you have as a lineman?
Most of the goals I have is just do my job every week and make sure that I get my job done so other people can trust me throughout the week.
Well, let's take you inside the classroom, off the football field. A senior at George Little Rock this year. Tell us a little bit about the class load you carry.
Most of the classes I have are just like government, math, and classes I really enjoy are shop and PE and stuff like that.
Sure. Well, what are some other things you might be involved in around George Little Rock?
Basketball, baseball, and I'm also in RCYF with Salem Reformed Church in Little Rock, Iowa.
Well, you talk about the classes you've taken, and you talk about liking the shop classes a lot, and getting ready for post-high school. After this year, what are the plans for Cole?
I think I'm going to go to NCC for 2 years probably until I get most of my generals done and everything like that, and figure out what I want to do and then transfer to a bigger college 4 year.
That sounds like a great plan. As a leader of this football team, as a senior out there, what are some things that you want the younger classmen to know or maybe see from you that they can use going through their next couple of years?
As this upperclassman, I just like to say that give your effort every time you're on the field and just don't take a play off. Most important, probably.
Well, you've made it through all these years of being a football player from middle school all the way to your senior year. What has been your favorite part of being part of Central Line George Little Rock football?
Probably the atmosphere, like being with all the coaches and all your friends all the time. Even though we're in two different schools, when you could go play basketball against these guys, you see them, and you talk to each other, and you just know that you're friends, even though you're from a different school.
Well, Cole, we thank you for spending some time with us here this week, and we wish you the best of luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Central Lyon Community School District, setting the standard for success. Here at Central Lyon, we have a tradition of excellence and take pride in our quality education. Central Lyon has undergone many changes over the years, but our mission has remained the same: to provide an education and the opportunity for all students to become productive, lifelong learners. Our rich history combines with our state-of-the-art facilities to give students the best of both worlds. Our students have access to the newest technology, dedicated teachers, and a community that supports our efforts. Central Lyon Community School District, setting the standard for success.
Back at Dicknall Field in Rock Rapids at the half here tonight, a 14-7 advantage for Estherville-Lincoln Central over Central Lyon George Little Rock, a District 1 Class 2A affair here tonight in Rock Rapids. Along with Joel Viss, I'm Jay Kelly. Thank you for tuning in to tonight's action on the Lion Broadcast Network, and of course all season long, a service of our many fine sponsors, including Frontier Bank, Sanford Health, DeNoble Austin and Company, the Pizza Ranch, Avera Health, and the Pepsi-Cola Bottling Company, bringing you Lion football and Lion athletics all season long on the Lion Broadcast Network. Once again, the score here at the half at Dicknall Field in Rock Rapids, a 14-7 advantage for Estherville-Lincoln Central over Central Lyon George Little Rock. And Joel, the out-of-town scoreboard here at the half, a lot of ugly games around Northwest Iowa here tonight.
Yeah, and we're obviously the games that we're concerned about are the District 1 games. Cherokee on the road in Sioux Center here tonight, and so over there down in Sioux County. Sioux Center in the second quarter up on Cherokee 41-0 in that football game down there. Pocahontas area, they're on the road. They're at MOC Floyd Valley down in Orange City at the half. MOC Floyd Valley leads Pocahontas 14-0. Obviously here, Estherville-Lincoln Central leading Central Lyon George Little Rock 14-7. And Boyden Hall Rock Valley on the road at Sheldon, and a game that we thought was going to be quite the matchup there between Boyden Hall Rock Valley and Sheldon. Sheldon's been able to put up a bunch of points throughout the early part of the season and sitting there undefeated throughout their 3-0 and going into tonight, hosting Boyden Hall Rock Valley. But at the half, the Nighthawks of Boyden Hall Rock Valley up 56-14 on the Sheldon Orams, and that's quite the score we did not expect to see.
Yeah, the Nighthawks getting out early and often, getting after it down in Sheldon tonight. Once again, a 56-14 advantage for Boyden Hall Rock Valley over Sheldon at the half here tonight. Of course, Sheldon coming into that one 3-0 overall on the season. Boyden Hall Rock Valley 2-1. That lone loss for the Nighthawks coming to West Lyon. The Wildcats also up handily at the half, I believe, as well.
Yeah, they're hosting Unity Christian. They're up 42-0 at the half, and West Lyon, they just keep rolling right along, and they've been having a phenomenal year.
Once again, here in Rock Rapids at Dicknall Field, Central Lyon George Little Rock trailing Estherville-Lincoln Central by a score of 14-7. The Lions looking for their first win on the season. Of course, both teams looking for their first district win and to get that district record to 1-1. And the Lions, when they come out here for the second half, certainly we're going to need a much stronger effort in this second half here tonight to come away with a win.
Yeah, they definitely need to come out and be fired up right off the bat. They can't wait in that first half of play. They waited. They didn't play really a whole lot. Not a whole lot of intensity, not a whole lot of gear behind the Lions on the offense or defensive side of the ball. And they waited till they were down 2 touchdowns before they started playing. They come out fire and they get that first touchdown. Then they kind of went back into a lull in the closing minutes of the half there once again. So they need to come out and they need to put together a final 2 quarters of play here, and they need to play at a high level for that entire 2 quarters and try and work their way through the second half. And if they can play at that high level that we saw in the fourth quarter against Sioux Center, hopefully they can give themselves a chance to win again.
And, Joel, I think if we mentioned heading into the locker room at halftime, adjustments need to be made. I don't know if necessarily you really need to adjust much of anything, really. Like you had indicated, the effort seemed to be the main concern in that first half.
Yeah, and we talk about our inability to run the quarterback. Lucas Nagel is obviously the focal point there, and he hasn't really been able to break loose here so far in the first half. We've tried to get him out into the open, tried to let him run. He's at 7 carries for 17 yards, and they've done a really good job where we haven't gotten to the defensive end. The defensive end has kind of sat back, and then he crashes down the middle of the field and has really taken away that quarterback run from us, and that might be one of the adjustments you see, and it might be just a little tweak here or there, making sure that our blocking assignments are in the right order to try and open us up and give us a few more chances on offense. And, Jay, we look at it, we didn't really have too many chances in that first quarter. We were 3 and out 4 different times. It took us to our 5th possession to get a first down, and that's something that we really need to work on. going forward here in the second half.
Well, the Lions will look for a much better second half of football coming up. 14-7, Estherville-Lincoln Central with the lead on Central Lyon George Little Rock. Stay tuned. We will have the second half here from Dicknall Field in Rock Rapids coming up momentarily, as 3 minutes have been put on the board for the teams to warm up here for the start of the second half. Typically, you do not see that with the extended halftime at 20 minutes, but it looks like the teams will get a little bit of warm-up time here to start things off before the second half.
Yeah, and I think teams actually expect that, Jay. They expect to see that 3 minutes up there. So those coaches, they take as much time as possible in the locker room trying to do whatever they can to get their team ready to go.
Estherville-Lincoln Central, they are huddled up. Looks like they're all stretched and ready to go. Lions going through some Lion Jacks, and they'll be ready to go momentarily for the second half as well. 14-7, once again, that is our score. Estherville-Lincoln Central leading at Central Lyon George Little Rock. Midgets to get the ball to start off the third quarter when we return from Dicknall Field in Rock Rapids. This is Lion Football on the Lion Broadcast Network.
Small town values will never fade. Always finding a familiar face. A long lost friend with a helpful hand. Picking right up where you left off again. It's your hometown bank. In your own backyard, with people that you trust. It's the way you like to live. It's the way you like to bank.
Premier Bank, member FDIC.
And a delay on the return for Estherville-Lincoln Central, and still going to be out to the 10-yard line, about as best as the Midgets could hope for there, as the return man, Bennett Loke, just watched the ball bounce at the 2-yard line. It never crossed the goal line, and nearly a disaster there for the Midgets.
Well, and I think he thought it was going to go into the end zone, and he was expecting the touchback on that, but the ball just died on that one, and that allowed for the Lion defense to get down there, make the tackle, and you've got a great shot here as the defense go down there, pin them deep, make them punt the ball back to you dead into this wind, and hopefully you can get some good field position to start the second half.
First down and 10, Estherville-Lincoln Central from their own 10-yard line. As we get underway in the second half, Olison in the shotgun takes the snap. The hand to Sheridan over left tackle. Sheridan wapples through the defenders, fumbles on the play, but ELC falls on it on the 19-yard line.
You know, and that's just a tough play right there. Is here you are, you've got him sitting down there at the 10-yard line, and you go up there and you don't make the tackle up front. He runs right through you and picks up an easy 9 yards on first down.
Second down and 1 for Estherville-Lincoln Central. The ball spotted on their own 19-yard line. Just getting underway in the second half, a 14-7 advantage for ELC over Central Lyon George Little Rock. As Olison will line up in the shotgun, trip receivers right, a single receiver to the left. Olison calls it out, takes the snap, rolling out left side around left end. Olison trying to get to the edge, and the Lions got him hemmed in, a loss of 5. Back to the 14-yard line.
You know, that's a really good job there. The defensive end, Cole Stave, the guy we just talked to at halftime, gets up the field. He's forcing it to the outside, and then he beats the quarterback to the corner, forcing him to cut it back into the field where the defensive tackle's ready there to make the stop.
Third down and 6 for Estherville-Lincoln Central with the ball spotted on their own 14-yard line. Just over a minute into the third quarter, 14-7, Estherville-Lincoln Central with the lead on Central Lyon George Little Rock. Olison in the shotgun, calls it out, takes the snap, dropping back to pass, rolling out right side, looking down the middle, and the pass tipped and intercepted. Parker Netton on the pick. It was tipped by Van Beek. Netton will slip and fall at the 25, but the third turnover of the night picked up by the Lion defense, and this one a big one.
Well, that was a great job there. He's running across the field, tries to throw back across the field, and Colton Van Beek steps in there, gets the hand in there, right there, swats it up in the air, and Parker Netton playing the tip drill, runs right underneath of it and gets the interception.
First down and 10 for the Lion offense. Ball spotted on the 25 of Estherville-Lincoln Central. Nagel in the shotgun, twin receivers wide to each side. Van Beek stands to his right. Nagel takes a snap, quick hand to Van Beek right up the middle. He'll push the pile forward to the 23, maybe the 22. Yeah, probably the 22, give him a 3-yard gain on the carry.
Yeah, and Colton Van Beek, you know, his first move is always going to be a cut. He's not a guy who's going to hit the hole hard there and just plow through guys. What he's going to do is he's going to keep his head up, and he's always looking for the little seam to try and get himself through and get positive yards.
2nd down and 7 for the Lions from the Estherville-Lincoln Central 22. Nagel in the shotgun, takes a snap, hands to the motion man. Carter Krull coming around left end, cuts inside the defender, inside the 20, and brought down at the 17-yard line. And Krull going to be a couple of yards shy of the first down.
You know, but better blocked on that one. We've seen that play a couple times now, Jay, in the first half. Lots of white jerseys around there. At that time we run that play, and we got more offensive guys in the way doing some blocking there. And then Carter Krull just has to pick the seam to run through.
3rd down and 2 for the Lions. Ball spotted on the 17 of Estherville-Lincoln Central. Nagel in the shotgun, twin receivers to each side. Nagel takes the snap, fakes the hand of Van Beek, keeps himself around right end for the first down to the 14-yard line, and the Lions move the chains.
You know, that was a good job in there, and that is definitely something that we talked about, Jay, at the halftime, where the defensive end, he came up and he sat down like he was going to crash down the line of scrimmage and take away the quarterback run. That time Lucas showed middle, and as he saw the defensive end cut down there, he ran around the outside of him. Defensive end could not get his feet adjusted. Lucas able to get the first down.
First down and 10 for the Lions, just inside the 15-yard line of Estherville-Lincoln Central. Nagel in the shotgun, White in motion left to right. Nagel to pass, left side of the end zone for Imanson, just overthrew him. Pass ball's incomplete. Clock will stop with 8:56 left in the third quarter.
You know, but the good news there is Lucas was not running for his life in that. In the first half, we saw him having to roll out. He rolling left side, rolling right side, and trying to throw on the run. That time he had good protection, able to stand back in the pocket, just overshot his intended target.
2nd down and 10 for Central Lion George Little Rock. The ball spotted just inside the Estherville-Lincoln Central 15-yard line. Nagel will line them up in a shotgun, 5 wide, trip receivers left, twins to the right. Netton in motion left to right. Nagel fakes the hand to Netton, quarterback keep right up the middle. Nagel will bury his way inside the 5-yard line down to the 4, and the Lions should be close to a 1st and goal.
Yeah, good job there. He does get enough yards, 11 yards on the pickup there for Lucas, and there it was blocked out perfectly. The run up the middle for Lucas to go through it, and what we did is we got to that defensive end, that big number 71, able to kick him out, not allow him to come down and make the play, and that one block goes from a 3-yard gain into an 11-yard gain.
1st and goal for the Lions from the Estherville-Lincoln Central 4-yard line. Nagel in the shotgun, calls it out, hands, Netton up the middle, no quarterback keep. Nagel left side into the end zone for the Lion touchdown. Lucas Nagel from 4 yards out, and the Lions are on the board to start things off in the third quarter.
You know, and right there, that's a great play there. ELC is bringing a blitz on that one. Parker Netton, his job is to take that football, and he's trying to. And Lucas, if he wants it, he's got to pull it away. Right there, Lucas basically carried it with him, pulls it out there, figures out I'm 205 pounds, I can make it 4 yards, and just puts the head down and gets in for the touchdown.
4-yard touchdown run for junior quarterback Lucas Nagel. The point after attempt coming up from Carter Krull. Brady Wright will provide the hold with 8:24 left in the third quarter. We await the snap. It's a low snap. Wright gets it down. Krull's extra point is up and good. 8:24 left in the third quarter. We're all tied at 14 apiece. Central Lion George Little Rock and Estherville-Lincoln Central from Dicknall Field in Rock Rapids. This is Lion Football on the Lion Broadcast Network.
Frontier Bank proudly brings you Kasasa. What's Kasasa? It's an easy way to earn cash. No talent necessary. It's like a participation trophy that's actually worth something. You do everyday things, we reward you in cash each month. That's free Kasasa checking. Ask for free Kasasa checking at Frontier Bank.
Back at Dicknall Field in Rock Rapids, along with Joel Viss, I'm Jay Kelly. 8:24 left to play in the third quarter. Central Lion George Little Rock off of the defensive turnover has tied things up. A 4-yard touchdown run from Lucas Nagel following the great starting field position. The interception by Parker Netton with the assist from Colton Van Beek as the defense sets up the offense. The offense cashes in, and we're all tied up.
Yeah, good drive there. Way to take advantage of the turnover there. We've been able to force a couple of those turnovers just haven't been able to cash in on him in the first half. Coming out there, as we said, Jay, in the halftime, just a few key blocks and a few key changes to able to spring themselves free, and a nice drive to finish it off.
Romel Lopez on the ensuing kickoff. A low line drive picked up off the hop at the 18-yard line. Across field at the 25, back up the middle at the 30 is Seth Loke. And Loke, still on his feet, will carry out to the 33-yard line, where ELC will start 1st and 10.
Yeah, Seth Loke, not that big of a guy, 5'10", 160 pounds, but does a good job of running behind his shoulder pads. He gets down low and keeps his legs churning. He's able to, after contact, pick up a lot of extra yards.
1st down and 10, Estherville-Lincoln Central, their second offensive possession of the second half. 8:14 left to play in the third quarter, all tied at 14 apiece. As the Midgets on 1st and 10 from their own 33, Olison will line them up in the shotgun formation. Twin receivers to the right as Olison takes a snap, hands to the tailback left side around left end, and surging forward for a couple of yards is Isaac Johnson.
Yeah, Isaac Johnson there on that run, and almost got brought down to the backfield, and Lucas Nagel comes up there. He's been playing a phenomenal game at defense. He's getting in the backfield. He just can't quite bring him down, gets a hold of the jersey, and but the running back able to slide through and pick up positive yards.
2nd down and 8, Estherville-Lincoln Central with the ball spotted on their own 35-yard line. With 7:43 left in the third quarter, all tied at 14 apiece. Olison takes a snap, hands up the middle to Sheridan, who carries up to the 40-yard line. A pickup of 5. That will set up the Midgets with a 3rd down and about 3.
3rd down and short, and technically this isn't something that Estherville-Lincoln Central has seen themselves in a lot. We've actually been able to hold them into those 3rd down and long situations pretty much the whole night, Jay, and they've got themselves at 3rd down and short. Let's see if the Lions can step up here and get them for a stop.
3rd down and 3, Estherville-Lincoln Central with the ball spotted on their own 40. Olison lines him up in the shotgun. Twin receivers to the right. Olison takes a snap, hands Johnson up the middle, hit in the backfield and dropped for a 1-yard loss back at the 39-yard line. The Lion defense coming through with the pursuit.
Yeah, Lucas Nagel once again comes up there. He's playing that outside linebacker spot. As soon as he sees run, he is blowing through the line of scrimmage, and he is all over that play, brings him down. You get him for a loss, and you're forcing him to punt the ball away.
4th down and the punt team on for Estherville-Lincoln Central as Kylan Fitzgerald will do the punting. Once again, 6:30 left to play in the third quarter, all tied at 14 apiece. Fitzgerald will line up back on his own 25 as we await the snap. The snap to Fitzgerald, a good one, and he gets off. Oh, the punt is blocked inside the 10-yard line down to the 5. Parker Netton picks it up and falls in the end zone for the Lion touchdown. Parker Netton on the block punt, and the Lions lead 20-14.
Wow, and that was just something where ELC was trying to change up the punting formation out there. They brought a lot of guys. They overloaded the left side. We adjusted to it, but that allowed our guys to come weak side, get in there, get a huge block. That never even got off the foot of the kicker and took a huge bounce backwards. Parker Netton, very dangerous trying to pick that ball up off the ground, but he does a good job getting his hands on it and falling in for the touchdown.
And the Lions with a 20-14 advantage following the block punt. Did not see who got the hand on that, but that ricocheted something fierce all the way back inside the 10-yard line. That was 15 yards in the air following the block. It was a line drive block. Parker Netton picking it up and running it in, and the Lions with their first lead of the night. Point after attempt from Carter Krull. Snap is good. The hold is down. The kick is up, and the extra point is good. 6:13 left to play in the third quarter. Lions lead at 21-14 from Dicknall Field in Rock Rapids. This is Lion football on the Lion Broadcast Network.
The key to victory in sports starts with a good offense, which goes along with a great defense. This concept also applies to income taxes. The best way to make sure you're properly completing the many tax forms required and to ensure you're reporting all your income and claiming all allowable deductions is to take your information to a professional. Hi, this is Carmen at DeNoble Austin & Company PC, Certified Public Accountants. We can also help you with anything that has to do with accounting. We are located in Rock Rapids and Laverne, or find us on the web at denoblepc.com.
Back at Dick Knoll Field in Rock Rapids, 6:13 left to play in the third quarter. 21-14, Central Lyon George Little Rock storming out of the locker room to start things off here in the second half. Parker Netton scoring on a blocked punt for a touchdown. And the Lions have taken a 21-14 lead, really flipping the script in the first half of this third quarter.
Well, Jane, it really just shows what these kids can do when they give the effort and they play with the kind of intensity that we're looking for here. And right out of the gate, like I said, they come out there, they get a tip drill, they get an interception, they turn that turnover into points, and now a block punt returned for the touchdown for them now. And here you go, you sit with the lead going here early in the third quarter.
Ensuing kick by Lopez, picked up by Loke out to the 26-yard line, where Matt Matuska will wrestle him down and out of bounds. Yeah, no, pardon me, that was Nate Deach, rather, and a first down and 10 for Estherville-Lincoln Central with the ball spotted on their own 26.
Yeah, Tyler Vandenover and Nate Deach. Vandenover has done a great job on the coverage team so far here tonight. We've seen him get in on a lot of different tackles down there. He's one of the first guys. He's definitely one of the gunners out there on our kick teams. And he's had a pretty nice game on special teams.
First down and 10, Estherville-Lincoln Central with the ball on their own 26. Olison in the shotgun, twin receivers to each side. Olison, quick pass, right side, catch made at the 30-yard line, and out of bounds at the 35 is Bennett Loke for probably 9 yards, it looks like.
Well, going to be very close to a first down.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to have to see. They may have to come out and measure this one, but they're not even going to. The officials are just going to say it's about the tip of the football away from the first down and only give him 9.
Yeah, just shy of the 36, actually. So second down and very short for Estherville-Lincoln Central. Ball spotted just inside of their own 36 as Olison takes a snap, fakes the hand. Ball is on the ground. Olison picks it up, runs with it, gets leveled at the 38-yard line. Parker Netton about knocked his block off, but he did get the first down.
Wow, being aware right there, they tried to get that ball away. Not sure the exchange there between the running back and the quarterback not there. Ball hit the ground and just died in the grass. Olison very aware to pick it up and just run forward with it and picks up 3 yards and gets a fresh set of downs.
First down and 10, Estherville-Lincoln Central with the ball spotted on their own 39-yard line. 5:45 left in the third quarter, clock on the move. Lions lead at 21-14. Olison takes a snap, back to pass, looking left side in the flat, has a man, that's Loke. Loke's got the sideline into Lion territory and drug out at the 40-yard line, make it the 39 of Central Lyon George Little Rock.
Yeah, 22-yard pickup there on the pass. They're doing a good job of finding Bennett Loke, and he's just kind of been their guy so far. Right now he's got 4 catches for 63 yards, and he's been basically the main force behind this passing offense, and there's a flag down there over on the sidelines.
Yeah, very late flag coming in here, and we'll wait and see. Looks like the officials talking to the Estherville-Lincoln Central sideline, so we'll see what this flag is. I know possibly the Midgets wanted a horse collar call on that tackle. It's going to be a sideline warning on Estherville-Lincoln Central is what it's going to be. So just a sideline warning. First down and 10 for ELC with the ball spotted on the Central Lyon George Little Rock 39.
Midgets showing some life, though, here as after they've had 2 quick scores put up on them here in the third quarter, not going away, so the Lions can't rest on that lead. We got to come out. We got to keep playing with the same intensity that we started this game off, or started this half off with.
First down and 10, Estherville-Lincoln Central on the Lion 39. Olison in the shotgun, dropping back to pass, letting it go over the middle and overshoots the intended receiver, Seth Loke, who had a step on Zed Hymanson.
Yeah, that was a pretty good route there, but it was going to take an exceptional pass to get it there. He was behind Hymanson, but when you try and drop that one, you have to kind of float that over the top and drop it into his hands. And he threw that pretty hard there. The only one who was going to have a shot at that would have been the underneath guy if it had been a little bit lower.
5:27 left to play in the third quarter. 21-14, Central Lyon George Little Rock with the lead on Estherville-Lincoln Central. Second down and 10 for the Midgets on the Lion 39. Backfield pass here to Sheridan. Sheridan breaks through a couple of poor tackles all the way up to the 31-yard line of Central Lyon George Little Rock.
That's too bad there. We had that play read. Carson Stave got in the backfield there. He had him for a 2-yard loss and just wrapped up a little bit too high and slipped off the shoulder pads and took a 2-yard loss into a 9-yard gain.
Third down and about 2 coming up for ELC with the ball spotted on the 31-yard line of Central Lyon George Little Rock. Olison in the shotgun with a receiver to each side. Hands up the middle to Johnson. He's got the first down and a little more as they'll carry down to the 26 of CLGLR.
Yeah, about a 3-yard gain there for Isaac Johnson, and a pretty good size back there. The senior, 6 foot, 200 pounds. When you only need 1 yard, you get a big guy like that running downhill on you. He's tough to stop.
First down and 10. Estherville-Lincoln Central with the ball spotted on the 26 of Central Lyon George Little Rock. Olison will line up in the shotgun on 1st and 10. The hand to Johnson right up the middle. Stood up and knocked back at the line of scrimmage. Lions were all over that one.
You know, this will be a good time here for the Lions to get that stop. If they can get in here and get a few good downs. We play well on 1st and 2nd down. We've been able to get Estherville-Lincoln Central into the 3rd and long situations. It's 3rd down where we're struggling to get ourselves off the field here. And let's hopefully we can put ourselves in some good situations.
21-14, Central Lyon George Little Rock with the lead on Estherville-Lincoln Central. 4:08 left to play in the 3rd quarter. Clock is on the move. It's a 2nd and 10 for Estherville-Lincoln Central on the Lyon 26. Olison in the shotgun, dropping back to pass, looking left sideline. Will let it go into the left corner of the end zone. It's caught, but a flag coming in. It's going to be ruled incomplete. He was out of bounds. The flag will be thrown on Carter Krull.
They have to call it on contact because there is no such thing as a face guard anymore.
We'll wait and see what the officials call here as Krull and the intended receiver. That was Loke, the intended receiver. The catch was made, but he was well out of bounds.
I think he ended up dropping it, too, as he came to the ground. So I actually think it was an incomplete pass. But I think Carter might have given him a little bit of a shove to get him to that out-of-bounds marker.
Well, the official going to give us the signal here as to whether it's a holding or an interference. It is going to be an interference. And the officials will mark it up to the 13-yard line of Central Lyon George Little Rock. So now a 1st down and 10 for Estherville-Lincoln Central from the CLGLR 13 with 3:52 left in the 3rd quarter. Olison in the shotgun takes a low snap, dropping back to pass over the middle. Pass incomplete. Once again off the hand of the intended receiver, Loke.
Yeah, once again, Lucas Nagel doing a great job at that linebacker spot, getting in there, and that's going to be a guy we're going to have to identify every time. On every play, you're going to have to know where Bennett Loke is because he's been the guy to burn us here. He likes to run that little 5 to 10-yard drag route across the middle of the field, and when he catches it, he does good things with it. So we really got to notify where he's at on the football field at all times.
We've got a flag on the line of scrimmage, checking with the Lion captains. So this is going to be against Estherville-Lincoln Central. Lions will accept the penalty. Penalty going to be an ineligible receiver downfield, so that will mark it back to the 19. First down will be repeated on 1st and 15 from the Lion 19-yard line.
Yeah, and right there, the loss of down doesn't hurt them as much as the yardage here, as they're inside the red zone, and we want to keep them as far away from the end zone as possible. You know, so we'll give them an extra down on this one if we can make them use a little bit more time.
3:47 left to play in the 3rd quarter. Clock is stopped. 1st and 15 for Estherville-Lincoln Central from the Lion 19. A hand right up the middle to Sheridan. He's going to take it all the way to the house for the ELC touchdown. 19 yards right up the gut. And Estherville-Lincoln Central an extra point away from tying this up.
You know, and that's a tough deal out there because, Jay, we came out, we played with such great intensity in the first opening minutes of the 2nd half, and as soon as we got up on a lead, it seems like we sat back on it again. We sat back on our heels. Right there you showed again. He ran right up the middle, and 2 guys had a perfect shot on him. We just don't make the play. We don't make the tackle, and he walks in for 19 yards.
Extra point attempt coming up from Johnson. Snap is low. The hold is down. The kick is up, and the extra point is good. 3:40 left to play in the 3rd quarter. All tied up at 21 apiece from Dicknall Field in Rock Rapids. This is Lion football on the Lion Broadcast Network.
Make your move to the largest orthopedic physician team in the region, Avera Orthopedics.
Back at Dicknall Field in Rock Rapids, 3:40 left to play in the third quarter, all tied up at 21 apiece. Central Lyon, George Little Rock, and Estherville-Lincoln Central. Midgets march down the field and find Paydirt a 19-yard touchdown run from Christian Sheridan. Point after was good, and we're all tied at 21 apiece with 3:40 left to play in the third quarter.
You know, and that's something where you allow them to score on that play, and it was a pretty easy march there for them. You know, they kind of moved it down the field at will. We had a couple penalties to help them out and keep their drives alive. But, Jay, that's something where we lost the intensity that we showed earlier, and it'll be nice to see if we can get that back.
Ensuing kick from the Midgets, a squib kick going to be down at the 32-yard line by one of the Lion upbacks, and always a smart play if your number is in the 50s to just fall on that. That was Parker Metzger making the smart decision there. Oh, late flag, really late flag here.
Uh-oh, I think, you know, when you get a flag like that, you might hear something. That was something being said on that one.
Yeah, the Midget players are clapping. So we'll wait and see what the official call here is. Metzger fell on it at the 32-yard line. Lions had an opportunity to start with some good field position. We'll wait and see what this penalty call is regarding with 3:37 left to play in the third quarter. It's going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct call on Matt Matuska, so that will move the ball back to the 17-yard line now, where the Lions will have it first and 10.
See, and that's just a poor deal right there. We had great, like I said, we had great field position. They tried a squib kick. It didn't work. We jumped on it. We were outside the 30-yard line, and then just a mental error of saying something in the wrong direction there cost you 15 yards and put your team behind the 8 ball again.
First down and 10. Central Lyon George Little Rock will take over on their own 17-yard line. 3:37 left to play in the third quarter, all tied up at 21 apiece. CLGLR and Estherville-Lincoln Central here tonight. Lions rallied back from a 14-7 deficit to take a 21-14 lead. The Midgets just marching down the field to tie things up at 21. Now a first down and 10 for the Lions, starting from their own 17. Lucas Nagel in the shotgun, trip receivers to the left, twins to the right as Nagel calls it out, man in motion from left to right. Quick pass in the flat to Colton Van Beek. Van Beek makes the catch at the 20, out across to the 23, and a 6-yard pickup on first down.
You know, that's a good play there. You know, that's a really good extension of the run, a quick pass in the flat to your running back, get him out in space, and give him some room. And, Jay, you think about it, the offense really hasn't been on the field in a long time. They scored that touchdown early, but then their second touchdown came off the block punt there, and then the long drive by Estherville-Lincoln Central. So they got to get themselves back in rhythm as well.
Second down and 4. Central Lyon George Little Rock from their own 23. Lucas Nagel on the quarterback keep up to the 25, the 26. Going to be about a yard shy of the first down.
Lucas, once again, just running hard here, and that's what we need out of him. And he's a big kid there. He's just got to be able to see the seam out there. If he can get that first or so block, that's always going to go for good positive yards.
Third down and 1 for the Lions with the ball spotted on their own 26. 2:38 left in the third quarter. Clock is on the move. We're all tied at 21 apiece. Trip receivers wide right, a single to the left. Nagel in the shotgun calls it out. The hand of Van Beek up the middle. Breaks it out left tackle. Huge hole. He's off to the races. He is gone. Colton Van Beek will take it to the house for the Lions. 74 yards for the score, and the Lions are back up with 2:18 left to play in the third quarter.
That was blocked so well, Jay, and they were bringing a blitz from the weak side on that one. We went to the strong side. He cuts through it. The seas opened and parted, and he just exploded through the line of scrimmage. That's what we need to see out of Colton Van Beek. We know he can do it, and finally we get him the space so he can get out there, and a big 74-yard touchdown puts the Lions back on top.
27-21 following the Colton Van Beek touchdown run for the Lions. Point after attempt coming up from Carter Kroll. Hold will be provided by Brady Wright. As we await the snap, snap is good. The hold is down. The kick is up. The extra point, it is good. 2:18 left to play in the third quarter. Central Lyon George Little Rock leading Estherville-Lincoln Central 28-21 from Dicknall Field in Rock Rapids. This is Lion football on the Lion Broadcast Network.
But I literally didn't see your text.
Pizza Ranch legends.
Like
the
I was
husband who didn't text back about supper.
probably near a text dead zone. You've heard of a text dead zone, right?
It's only a legend, but just in case, there's all kinds of husband didn't text back about supper flavor at Pizza Ranch.
I'm totally getting taco pizza!
There's all kinds of that at Pizza Ranch.
Back at Dick Knoll Field in Rock Rapids, along with Joel Viss, I'm Jay Kelly. A 74-yard touchdown run from Colton Van Beek. The point after provided by Carter Krull. A perfect 4 for 4 tonight on extra points. And the Lions lead once again 28-21 with 2:18 left to play in the third quarter.
You know, and kudos to that offense out there to come back after that personal foul penalty, put back out there. They didn't let that one get to them, Jay. They came back out, sitting there. They got down to a third down and short situation. And one of those little things that we talked about at halftime, they made the right adjustments. You see them pick up the right block and pin them deep. And we caught Estherville-Lincoln Central. They've been blitzing all night. Finally, we caught them. We picked it up, blocked it well, and Colton Van Beek was off to the races.
Ensuing kickoff coming up from Romel Lopez. Low line drive kick, angling inside the 20, inside the 10, and through the end zone. For the touchback, Estherville-Lincoln Central will take over 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line.
You know, and right there, Romel just does a good job there. You know, that ball is just angling towards the sidelines, and it just flattens out and rolls straight down there, and that's how good he is at kicking that football. And, you know, he just needs to take a little of the oomph off of it because I think he wants that thing to roll and slow down and make them make the decision to go over there and try and play it from like the goal line or the 2-yard line like we did on the first kick of the half.
2:18 left to play in the third quarter. Lions lead at 28-21. First down for Estherville-Lincoln Central, and the pass from Olison tipped and knocked down by the Lion defensive line. I think that was Stave that got the big paw up there and knocked it down.
Yeah, Carson Stave that time on that DN spot, getting up the field, gets the hands up in the air. We've had a few of those tonight where the defensive linemen have really been aware because Nagel's had one, Staves had a couple, and Ross Weirdsmith even had one. And that's what we need to keep doing. They're going to throw those underneath passes, trying to find those guys cutting in the flat.
2nd and 10 for Estherville-Lincoln Central. A sweep across the right side for the Midgets, and out of bounds at the 25-yard line is Bennett Loke, the ball carrier, a 5-yard pickup.
You know, and we talked about Bennett Loke, and that's a guy we need to identify where he's at on the football field on every down and every play. They're trying to get him the ball every way possible, and doing a good job on that one to make sure they get there. Parker Netton over there discussing with the official, thought he caught one of those blindside blocks, which is a point of emphasis this year, as you are not allowed to crack back block on anyone because they're trying to keep kids from getting hurt.
Great leadership by Carson Stave. He grabbed Netton by the face mask and pulled him out of the official's face. That's a great job by Stave of leadership. Olison takes a snap on 3rd and 6 and runs around right end. He'll have the first down up to the 34 of Estherville-Lincoln Central.
Evan Olson, you know, hasn't run a whole lot. And as we said earlier, as we expected, you know, he has an ankle injury, coming off of an ankle injury. Didn't know how effective he would be using his legs, but he hasn't had to do it a whole lot. He's only got 5 carries, but for 14 yards, that was a good job of being aware that nobody's available downfield and just takes off with it.
First down and 10. Estherville-Lincoln Central with the ball spotted on their own 34-yard line. 2:01 left in the third quarter, 28-21. Lions with the lead. Olison in the shotgun on 1st and 10 will hand up the middle to Johnson, and Johnson will be brought down. Forward progress across the 35 to the 36, pickup of a couple.
Yeah, 2 yards there for Isaac Johnson. You're starting to see him a little bit more, and he's just a power back and a little bit different look there. Christian Sheridan a little bit faster, a little bit more of the juke style running back there. Only a sophomore. Now they bring in the senior, the big bulking back, trying to wear down the Lions defense.
2nd down and 8. Estherville-Lincoln Central with the ball on their own 36. Olison takes a snap, rolls out left side. The pass in the flat, wide open is Loke at the 45 to the 50 into Lion territory and knocked out of bounds at the 47-yard line of Central Lion George Little Rock.
Yeah, another 17-yard pass there to Bennett Loke, and he just does an exceptional job of running his route. He goes down, he gets behind the linebacker, but he stays underneath the safeties, and he finds that opening in that zone And the quarterback does a good job of finding him, getting it to him, and then he gets good yards after the catch.
First down and 10, Estherville-Lincoln Central on the Central Lion George Little Rock 47-yard line. 1:22 left in the third quarter. Lions lead it 28-21. Olison takes a snap, hands up the middle to Sheridan, and Sheridan runs into a wall at the 45 after picking up a couple of yards.
Yeah, it might give him forward progress down to the 44, maybe 3 yards on the carry. But a good hard run there for Sheridan to just get downfield and pick up some good tough yards.
And it will be just outside the 44 of CLGLR, so a second down and 7 for Estherville-Lincoln Central inside of a minute left in the third quarter. Lions lead at 28-21. Trip receivers to the right. Olison takes a snap, hands to Sheridan, left tackle, and Sheridan will lean forward to about the 42, a couple of yards again.
You know, he's trying to get low on that. The Lions really string that out well. Sheridan, just a little guy, you know, only 160 pounds or so, and he just gets low and tries to scoot underneath of him, and he came out of the pile limping on that one.
Third down and about 6 for Estherville-Lincoln Central. The ball spotted on the Central Lion George Little Rock 42-yard line. Olison in the shotgun, twin receivers wide to each side. Olison calls it out, dropping back to pass. Quick pass, right side, off the hand of the intended receiver, and that was Jacob Bosch. Incomplete. Fourth down and decision time for ELC with 14 seconds left in the third quarter.
Yeah, Jacob Bosch there. He's running that route all day long. The little tight end, he's got 2 touchdowns already on the night, and he runs that exact same route, just a little 5-yard down and out play, and quarterback just overshoots him. Looks like the midgets are going to go for it.
Yeah, fourth down and about 6. The ball on the 42 of Central Lion George Little Rock. 14 seconds left in the third quarter. Lions lead it by 7. Olison on fourth down in the shotgun, dropping back to pass. Olison steps up in the pocket, rolls out left, right into a quarterback sack, leveled by Stave at the 45-yard line, and the Lions will take over.
That's a stave-to-stave assist. Carson Stave comes up the field, forces the quarterback back in. It starts to collapse on him in the pocket. As he tries to escape, he turns and runs right into Cole, and Cole levels him for the sack.
First down and 10. Central Lion George Little Rock will take over on their own 45 with 8 seconds left in the third quarter and a 28-21 lead. Nagel will line up in the shotgun on first down, 5 wide, trip receivers left, twins to the right. Nagel calls it out on the long count. Man in motion from right to left. Nagel takes a snap, drops back to pass for Netton at the 47 to the 50 into midget territory, down to the 48 of Estherville-Lincoln Central, and that will bring an end to the third quarter of play. After 3 quarters, Central Lion George Little Rock leading Estherville-Lincoln Central 28-21. Stay tuned. We'll have the fourth quarter when we return from Dicknall Field in Rock Rapids. This is Lion Football on the Lion Broadcast Network.
Small town values will never fade. Always finding a familiar face. A long lost friend with a helpful hand. Picking right up where you left off again. It's your hometown bank in your own backyard. With people that you trust. It's the way you like to live. It's the way you like to bank.
Premier Bank, member FDIC.
Back at Dicknall Field in Rock Rapids as we head to quarter number 4, 28-21. Central Lion George Little Rock with the lead on Estherville-Lincoln Central. Second down and 4 for the Lions on the ELC 48-yard line. Nagel takes a snap, dropping back to pass, looking deep down the left sideline for Hymanson. Jump ball incomplete, as just getting his hand in defensively was Ryan McDonald.
Yeah, good coverage there by McDonald, running stride for stride with Hymanson down there. But I like the call on that second down and short. Take a shot down the field, try and loosen him up and maybe catch them sleeping for a big play. But other than that, you sit there and you got yourself in third down in short situation. Now you can go back to choosing either if you want to run the ball or maybe try a quick little short pass.
Central Lyon George Little Rock facing a 3rd and 4 from the 48 of Estherville-Lincoln Central. Nagel in the shotgun, man in motion left to right. That is White. Nagel on the quarterback, keep up the middle. First down and more. Lucas Nagel rumbling all the way down to the 33, maybe the 31-yard line even. Inside the 30. Wow, how about that? What a run for Nagel.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to throw him down right at the 30-yard line. So 18 yards on the pickup for Lucas. And he just ran through some tackles. He was only looking for 4 yards in the first down, but then all of a sudden picked his head up, noticed nobody was going to bring him down, so he just kept trucking.
Ball officially spotted on the ELC 31. 1st and 10 for the Lions. Nagel in the shotgun, twin receivers to each side. Nagel takes the snap, quarterback keep up the middle once again, breaks it out left side, great block, Nagel's in the open, he'll walk into the end zone for the Lion touchdown from 31 yards out. Lucas Nagel finds pay dirt, and the Lions are on the board once again.
Hey, if it's working, you just go right back to it there. That is the exact same play. It just worked for 18 yards. You go right back at him again. Beautifully blocked up front again. Lucas was barely even touched for that 31-yard touchdown.
31-yard touchdown run for Lucas Nagel, his second touchdown run of the night. And with 11:26 left to play in regulation, the Lions now lead it 34-21. Extra point attempt coming up from Carter Krull. Brady Wright will provide the hold. As we await the snap, snap is good, the hold is down, the kick is up, and the extra point, it is good. 11:26 left to play in the fourth quarter, 35-21. Central Lyon George Little Rock leading Estherville-Lincoln Central. From Dicknall Field in Rock Rapids, this is Lion Football on the Lion Broadcast Network.
Central Lyon Community School District, setting the standard for success. Here at Central Lyon, we have a tradition of excellence and take pride in our quality education. Central Lyon has undergone many changes over the years, but our mission has remained the same: to provide an education and the opportunity for all students to become productive, lifelong learners. Our rich history combines with our state-of-the-art facilities to give students the best of both worlds. Our students have access to the newest technology, dedicated teachers, and a community that supports our efforts. Central Lyon Community School District, setting the standard for success.
Back at Dicknall Field in Rock Rapids, 11:26 left to play in the fourth quarter, 35-21. Central Lyon George Little Rock with the lead on Estherville-Lincoln Central. A 31-yard touchdown run from junior quarterback Lucas Nagel, his second touchdown run of the night, and the Lions have opened up a 14-point lead early in the fourth quarter.
You know, whatever they adjusted to at the half, Jay, you know, whatever the coaching staff said to them, they've done a phenomenal job. They have not been shut down on the offensive side of the ball. They sputtered a lot in the first half and couldn't really quite get in the rhythm, couldn't really get it going. But that offense has fired on all cylinders so far here in the second half.
Romel Lopez on the ensuing kickoff. A high end-over-end boot from Romel will take a bounce at the 5 and come to a dead stop at the 5. And once again, McDonald picks it up. Lions will pin him back at the 5-yard line. That's the second time we've seen Estherville-Lincoln Central have problems with that ball that just stops dead once it hits the turf.
Well, and that was a great kick by Romel. I mean, that thing just died. I mean, that's like hitting a chip shot or about a 120-yard wedge shot out and just sticking it on the green. And it sits there, and McDonald looks at it like it's a punt, like it's just going to be downed at that point, so he never plays it. Then I think it takes him a little bit to click that says, this is a live ball, I got to go.
11:16 left to play in the fourth quarter. Estherville-Lincoln Central will start in the shadow of their own goalpost, 1st and 10 from their own 6-yard line. Olison in the shotgun, dropping back to pass, looking deep down the middle of the field, overshoots everybody. Nick White, the defensive back for the Lions, closest to it, and he was still 15 yards away.
You know, and that was really close. We almost got in there and almost got to the sack again. Stave was coming off the corner there, and looked like he might have been held even a little bit. Got the arm out there reaching, trying to knock it away, but nonetheless, good coverage down the field there by the Lions defenders, and nothing the quarterback could do but throw it away.
2nd and 10 for Estherville-Lincoln Central from their own 6-yard line. Olison in the shotgun once again. Olison takes the snap, fakes the hand, quarterback keep around to right end. Now he'll cut it back to the left side. Olison across the 20, all the way out to the 25-yard line, and a big gainer for Olison on the quarterback keeper.
Yeah, 19-yard run there by Olison. That was a great fake by him. I thought the running back had it down there, and he come around the corner, didn't have it. Olson out in space on the other side, had everybody fooled, and that's what they expect from their quarterback. and they just haven't quite utilized him yet this game.
Ball spotted on the 24 of Estherville-Lincoln Central. The Midgets have it, 1st and 10. Olison takes a snap, hand around left end to Sheridan. He'll be brought down right about the 26-yard line, pickup of a couple on the play.
You know, and that's a good job there by Lucas once again coming up. He has played so exceptional on the defensive side of the ball and now starting to pick it up on the offensive side as well. But defensively, he has just shined tonight from that outside linebacker spot.
2nd down and 8 coming up for Estherville-Lincoln Central. The ball spotted on their own 26. 10:25 left to play in the 4th quarter. Lions lead it 35-21. Olison in the shotgun, twin receivers right, a single to the left. Olison takes a snap, rolling out right side, pass in the flat. Oh, too high for the intended receiver. Had a man open in the flat, and I believe that was Hefner, but too high.
Too high, just a little bit out front. Trying to throw on the run once again and trying to get it out in front of his wide receiver. Doesn't get the tip ball there, and the Lions just about slide underneath of it for another turnover.
3rd down and 8 coming up for Estherville-Lincoln Central. The ball spotted on their own 26. Clock will stop on the incompletion with 10:14 left to play. 35-21 Lions out front. 3rd and 8 for Estherville-Lincoln Central. Olison takes a snap, dropping back under pressure, quickly scampers to the right side. Olison rolls out to the right, still looking for somebody, nobody home, and just lets it go to the sideline. They're going to call it incomplete. Zed Hymanson on the coverage, not sure who the receiver was, but Hymanson had blanketed him. And incomplete pass, punting situation again for ELC.
But how good did Parker Netton play that? He's the linebacker on that side. He comes out there, he runs him out in the flat, he sees the quarterback's trying to run with him, he runs even with him down the sidelines. Then he backs up trying to throw, doesn't over pursue, just stays in hot pursuit, keeps the pressure on, and attacks after the quarterback and forces the throw out of bounds.
Punt team on for Estherville-Lincoln Central. Kylan Fitzgerald will do the punting. He's back on his own 11-yard line. Fitzgerald gets the snap and gets off the punt, a high end-over-end punt, fielded by White at the 34. 35 to the 40, 45-50, 45-40, into midget territory, slips a tackle inside the 35 and down to the 34 of Estherville-Lincoln Central. Great starting field position once again for this Lion offense.
Well, it's time for the Lions to put the finishing touches on this one here, Jay, with 9:46 to go in the 4th quarter. You can't sit there and rest on a 2-touchdown lead. The Lions need the confidence, and they need to take this ball and just shove it right down the throat of the midgets and put it into the end zone. They need to take over here and really make a statement on this drive.
1st down and 10. Central Lion George Little Rock with the ball on the 34 of Estherville-Lincoln Central. A 35-21 lead for the Lions. 5 wide, trip receivers right, twins to the left. Van Beek in motion right to left. Lucas Nagel will quarterback keep right up the middle to the 31 and a couple of yards on 1st down.
You know, back to that play there, and finally Estherville-Lincoln Central did it like they worked in the first half. The defensive end comes unblocked. He takes 2 steps up the line of scrimmage and then just crashes down on the running back and able to take Lucas down for a minimal gain.
2nd down and 8 for the Lions. The ball spotted on the 31 of Estherville-Lincoln Central. 9:20 left to play in the 4th quarter, and you'll see this Lion offense slowing down, running the plays in to get them off in between snaps here. Nagel in the shotgun, trip receivers right, a single to the left. Nagel takes a snap, hands Colton Van Beek up the middle, sidesteps a defender inside the 30 to the 29, a couple more, and a 3rd and 6 coming up for the Lions.
Yeah, 3rd down and 6, obviously 4-down territory here for the Lions, though, as long as they get positive yards on this play. If this is a negative play, you might see them go into a punt situation. But as long as they pick up at least 2 to 3 yards on this, they're going to go for it on 4th down.
3rd down and 6. Central Lion George Little Rock on the 29-yard line of Estherville-Lincoln Central. Nagel in the shotgun, single receiver to each side, double wing offense as Nagel takes the snap, hands to the motion man right to left. That is Nick White. White across the 25 down to about the 22, going to be close to the 1st down.
I do believe he's got it on that play, and the big part about that, Jay, is when the defender came up trying to make the tackle, he went to try and strip the ball away. He swiped at the ball, but forgot to bring down the ball carrier. Nick White just put 2 hands on it, turned around, and backed his way down for an easy 1st down.
8:21 left to play in the 4th quarter. Clock will continue to move. Lions pick up the 1st down, leading at 35-21. As we await the play to come in, still 12 seconds left on the play clock.
Lions taking their time here, really knowing that they can score in bunches and in a hurry there, so they really got to methodically work their way down the field.
Nagel on first down. Quarterback keep up the middle. Nothing fancy, but it works all the way down to the 10-yard line. And the Lions picking up another first down.
I don't know who was pushing more on that play. Was it Lucas pushing or was it the offensive lineman? Because they were just in a pile there. When you got your running back running dead step for step with 4 offensive linemen and you're 13 yards downfield, that's some good offense.
First down and goal for the Lions right on the 10-yard line of Estherville-Lincoln Central. 7:50 left in regulation. Lions lead at 35-21, looking for the kill shot here. As the Lions break the huddle, slowly walk up to the ball with the clock still moving. Nagel in the shotgun, twin receivers left, a single receiver to the right, and up back standing to his right as Nagel calls for it. Man in motion left to right, that is White. Nagel will fake to White, keep it himself, roll it out left side. Nagel diving for the goal line. Was he in? He was definitely down. No fumble on the play. They're going to mark him down just shy of the goal line. So second and goal just inside the 1 for Central Lion George Little Rock.
I don't know if it's down or are they calling for a touchback the way he's waving that arm.
I believe he called him down, but let's see here.
He was waving his arm. That now they're having a discussion. Was he down or did he fumble it into the end zone for a touchback?
Looked like, well, we'll wait and see what the officials call here.
Nagel on the keeper gets down near the goal line.
Looks like they are going to call a fumble and a touchback. Wow, looked like he was down there.
Yeah, the official came in waving his arm right away. It looked like he was marking down, but he was actually giving the sign for the touchback. Lucas fumbled the ball at the 1. It went into the end zone, and the defense recovered it.
All right, well, Estherville-Lincoln Central taking advantage of a fumble and holding the deficit at 14. Midgets now with an opportunity from their own 20-yard line. And the officials calling timeout here. The Lions are going to call a timeout, try to regroup after this. A lot of confusion down there. 7:19 left to play in the fourth quarter. We'll take a timeout as well. 35-21. Central Lion George Little Rock leading Estherville-Lincoln Central. From Dicknall Field in Rock Rapids, this is Lion Football on the Lion Broadcast Network.
The key to victory in sports starts with a good offense, which goes along with a great defense. This concept also applies to income taxes. The best way to make sure you're properly completing the many tax forms required and to ensure you're reporting all your income and claiming all allowable deductions is to take your information to a professional. Hi, this is Carmen at DeNoble Austin & Company PC, Certified Public Accountants. We can also help you with anything that has to do with accounting. We are located in Rock Rapids and Laverne, or find us on the web at denoblepc.com.
Back at Dicknall Field in Rock Rapids, along with Joel Viss, I'm Jay Kelly. 7:19 left to play in the fourth quarter. 35-21. Central Lion George Little Rock with the lead on Estherville-Lincoln Central. A fumble called on a Lucas Nagel run inside the 1-yard line. The fumble traveled into the end zone, covered by the Midgets. A touchback called. Estherville-Lincoln Central taking over 1st and 10 on their own 20. So following the Lion timeout, Olison will line them up in the shotgun. Trip receivers left, a single to the right. Olison calls it out, takes a snap, dropping back, under pressure, rolls out right side, lets it go over the middle, nearly intercepted, broke up by Parker Netton. He is all over the field tonight.
Yeah, Parker looked like he was going to go for another one, and we got a flag down on that one.
Whoa.
They better not call pass interference on that. That was clean, and it was behind the line of scrimmage. You can't call pass interference behind the line of scrimmage, so, I mean, that'll be a tough play.
We've seen a lot of flags on the field here tonight, and it's going to be a legal man downfield on Estherville-Lincoln Central. That's what it's going to be. So,
see, now I don't think that's a correct call either, because if the receiver is behind the line of scrimmage, he's not illegally downfield, because then it's okay. It's just like a screen pass.
Ball spotted at the 15 of Estherville-Lincoln Central, so a first down and 15 for the Midgets. 7:13 left in the fourth quarter. Lions lead it 35-21. Olison in the shotgun on 1st and 15, takes the snap, fakes the hand, quarterback keep around left end, and he'll be going nowhere. Stave in there to contain him, and Nagel will finish him off. It will be a 1-yard pickup to the 16.
Yeah, I mean, the Lions have done just a phenomenal job. You can't say enough. The outside linebackers of Netton and Nagel and the defensive ends, the Stave brothers, have played just a phenomenal end off the edge of this football team here tonight, and they've really disrupted the offense for the Midgets.
Second down and 14 for the Midgets. Ball spotted on their own 16. Olesen in the shotgun, dropping back to pass, and a holding penalty coming up here. Rolling out to his right side, still with the ball, just throws it away. Carson Stave was coming through again, and I believe that's going to be a hold on the left tackle. We'll wait, or pardon me, that was Cole on the rush.
Cole, and now another late flag coming in late, so we'll have to see what that is. There was a holding penalty and then a late call after the play. We said that earlier that Cole looked like he was being held from the backside previously on a different possession. This time he got the call, but now after the play was over, another flag down over there in the area of the quarterback.
6:34 left in the fourth quarter. A seemingly endless game with all the incomplete passes and the flags. A very long one here tonight at Dicknall Field in Rock Rapids.
Well, I don't know if they're trying to discuss if this was intentional grounding because there was no receiver anywhere. Otherwise, it's going to have to be a personal foul.
So we'll wait for the official call here as he keys the mic. Going to be a hold on Estherville-Lincoln Central. Lions decline the holding call. They will accept intentional grounding, which of course is a loss of down.
And now that's an interesting call because yes, he rolled out of the pocket and he was not in the pocket and he threw it down the field, but there was no receiver anywhere close to where the throw is. And in high school, that's something that's definitely emphasized. You have to throw it at a receiver.
So now the ball spotted all the way back on what appears to be about the 6-yard line of Estherville-Lincoln Central on the far side hash. As Olesen will line up in the shotgun formation, trip receivers left, a single to the right. Up back stands to his left. Olesen takes a snap, dropping back to pass, looking over the middle of the field. Now deep down the right sideline, heaves up a prayer, and the pass is incomplete, out of the reach of the intended receiver. And it was McDonald, the intended receiver, Zed Hymanson, running step for step with him.
Yeah, he did a great job there. Hymanson was running step for step with him and staying right with him, keeping contact with that weak side arm there, but still turning and looking for the ball. So he was playing the ball. Hymanson gimping pretty hard, though, as he comes up for it. He may have to come out of this game.
Yeah, he did pull up lame and limping back up to the line of scrimmage here. Punting situation for Estherville-Lincoln Central as Kylan Fitzgerald will come on, standing in the end zone to punt it away. Fitzgerald gets a good snap and a little bit of a delay, gets off a punt. A high spiraling punt. White will field it at the 44 to the 35 to the 30 to the 25. Following the wall, the 15, the 10, and knocked out of bounds at the 6-yard line. Flag coming in as it was the punter Fitzgerald that took White down. White is still down. Fitzgerald's up, and the flag right down there at the 6-yard line.
I hope they don't call this unnecessary roughness because White was not making his way out of bounds, and that's a clean hit on the sideline, so I hope they don't call for that.
6:12 left to play in the fourth quarter, 35-21. Estherville-Lincoln Central trailing Central Lion George Little Rock. Going to be a block in the back on the Lions, so the return will come back. So from the spot of the foul, the ball will be spotted back at the 18-yard line. Still great starting field position for the Lions here. 1st and 10 on the Estherville-Lincoln Central 18, and we'll see if the Lions can run a little bit of clock here, which has been easier said than done in this fourth quarter.
Well, they've been moving the ball nicely, and just on that last drive, fumbling it away on the 1-yard line. Here would be a good time to finish one off here, and if you can use 3 minutes off the clock on this little short drive and put some points on the board, that'd be a good way to start, or a good way to finish it off.
Nagel in the shotgun, 5 wide. Netton in motion right to left. Nagel will keep it right up the middle to the 15-yard line. Pick up a 3 on first down, and the clock is underway inside of 6 minutes left to play.
Pretty basic call right there. You fake. You let Lucas just take it up the middle. He gets his positive yards, gets the clock rolling again. Lucas, once again, over 100 yards here on the night. And back-to-back games where Lucas has really shown his ability to run the football effectively.
2nd down and 8. Central Lion George Little Rock on the 15 of Estherville-Lincoln Central. 5:40 left to play in the fourth quarter. Clock on the move. The Lions lead it by 14. Nagel in the shotgun, calls it out, takes the snap, hands to Netton, breaking it out left side. Huge hole for Parker. Parker spinning off some arm tackles, still going. He'll carry the defenders all the way down to the 1 yard line.
Parker Netton, just every time he runs the ball, he just keeps getting better and better. And it's one of them kids that you're going to see throughout. He's going to get his fair share of carries, and he runs the ball hard every time he gets it there. And he probably should only had like 4 yards, but he fought for an extra 10 after contact.
He's sure showing out tonight on both sides of the ball, is number 24. Nagel in the shotgun, 1st and goal for the Lions on the 1 yard line. Still got plenty of time to snap it if they want to run some clock. The clock at 5:12, play clock still at 11.
That's some disciplined offensive lineman there.
Yes, no doubt about that. Nagel will set it in motion with 5 seconds left on the play clock. The hand to Netton right up the middle. He'll be hit in the backfield. Believe he's brought down right before the goal line. Yes, he is. So a 2nd and goal coming up for the Lions. And officials calling for a stoppage here. Yeah, they did. Estherville-Lincoln Central called a timeout. With 4:52 left to play in the 4th quarter, we'll take a timeout as well. 35-21, Central Lion George Little Rock leading Estherville-Lincoln Central. This is Lion football on the Lion Broadcast Network.
Frontier Bank proudly brings you Kasasa. What's Kasasa? It's an easy way to earn cash, no talent necessary. It's like a participation trophy that's actually worth something. You do everyday things, we reward you in cash each month. That's free Kasasa checking. Ask for free Kasasa checking at Frontier Bank.
Back at Dick Knoll Field in Rock Rapids, along with Joel Viss, I'm Jay Kelly. 4:52 left to play in the 4th quarter. 35-21, Central Lion George Little Rock with the lead on Estherville-Lincoln Central. As the Lions with a 2nd and goal inside the ELC 1 yard line following the Estherville-Lincoln Central timeout.
You know, just for old school's sake, Jay, I'd like to see Lucas Nagel come up under center here and then just put a single back of Netton behind him.
We're talking an old school 1 yard run against ELC at Dick Knoll Field. I want to see Scotty Eben punch it in from the 1 yard line, bringing back some memories there. Nagel will line up under center. Parker Netton the deep back. Nagel calls it out. Quarterback keep, spins his way in. Well, now the officials have it. There's the signal. Lion touchdown, 4:48 left to play in the 4th quarter. 41-21, Lions out front.
You know, Jay, we almost got what we were asking for. We got it up there. You're on the 1 yard line. You know, you just put that on those offensive linemen. And Estherville-Lincoln Central, they brought 3 linebackers into the middle of the field, but you just got to get that push and get that 1 yard. Lucas does a good job of fighting forward and pushing his way through.
3rd touchdown run of the night for Lucas Nagel. Extra point attempt coming up from Carter Krull. 4:48 left to play in regulation. Lions now out front, 41-21. Brady Wright will provide the hold. The snap a little wide, but Wright got it down. The hold is down. The kick is up, and the extra point is good. 4:48 left to play. 42-21. Central Lion George Little Rock leading Estherville-Lincoln Central. This is Lion football on the Lion Broadcast Network.
Make your move to the largest orthopedic physician team in the region, Avera Orthopedics.
Back at Dick Knoll Field in Rock Rapids, along with Joel Viss, I'm Jay Kelly. 3rd touchdown run of the night for Lucas Nagel, this time around from 1 yard out. 4:48 left to play. Lions out front, 42-21. Ensuing kickoff coming up from Romel Lopez as he'll tee it up on the Lion 40-yard line.
Let's see if Romel can get another kick here. Let's see if he can put one inside the 10 again and see what Estherville-Lincoln Central is going to decide to do on the return.
Lopez waiting for the signal from the official. Signal is given. Lopez approaches, gives the ball the boot. A high end-over-end kick will be fielded at the 18 to the 20 to the 25. This is McDonald across the 30 and 35 out to the 38-yard line, where Estherville-Lincoln Central will take over 1st down and 10.
just a short kick there over on the sidelines there. Rommel trying to do it again, just couldn't quite get it there and gets the ball up there. Good job by McDonald to get underneath of it and catch it on the run and get to the middle of the field and try and follow some of his blockers. Good starting field position, though, for the Midgets.
First down and 10 for the Midgets. Ball spotted on their own 38. 4:41 left to play. A 42-21 advantage for Central Lyon George Little Rock over Estherville-Lincoln Central. Olison in the shotgun calls it out. The hand right up the middle to Sheridan, and Sheridan will be brought down after a gain of 1 up to the 40-yard line. I'll make it 2. Second down and 8 coming up.
Big Ross Wiertzma coming through there off the defensive tackle spot. Came up the field and just crashed down right on him. Got it wrapped up around the legs. And running back does a good job of leaning forward, but for minimal yards.
Second down and 8. Olison in the shotgun calls it out. We had early motion for Estherville-Lincoln Central, and this one will come back with 4:16 left to play in the fourth quarter.
You know, and that's something that Estherville-Lincoln Central's done a better job of here in the second half, Jay. They were loaded with those false start penalties in the first half, and this is the first one I believe they've had in the second half, but bad timing when you're trying to claw your way back into a game 3 touchdowns down. You don't need those mental errors.
Colton Buss going to come in for Cole Stave at the right defensive end position. Second down and about 13 or so for Estherville-Lincoln Central now with the ball spotted back on their own 35. As Olison will line up in the shotgun, dropping back to pass, rolling out right side, lets it go right sideline, and the catch is made at the 42-yard line inbounds. Was, let's see, I
think it was Bennett Loke.
Was it Loke? Okay, yep. And a third down coming up for ELC.
Not hard to believe with Bennett Loke out there. His 6th catch on the night for 87 yards. It seems like when they need plays, that's the guy they look for.
I can't believe he's only had 6. 3:45 left to play in the fourth quarter. Clock is on the move. Lions lead at 42-21. Olison in the shotgun takes a snap, dropping back to pass, looking on the right side of the field, will wander into a quarterback sack once again, and the Lion defensive line feasting here tonight.
You know, ever since Colton Buss has checked into the ball game, man, he's gotten a great push off that defensive end spot, and the first time he got a great push, it looked like he was held. This time he comes flying through there. He actually picked up a double team. That allowed Austin Winkle to get through there, and he wrapped him up, and those two converged on the quarterback for the sack.
Fourth down and 8 for Estherville-Lincoln Central, and the Midgets forced to punt once again. As Fitzgerald will stand back on his own 25. Gets a good snap and gets off a high end-over-end punt, but a short one. It will hop at the 30, and off the hop, Nick White picks it up at the 25. Breaking for the short sideline to the 40, to the 45 into Midget territory. At the 40, cuts back at the 35, and White takes it all the way down to the Midget 33-yard line with 2:40 left to play.
Nick White has had some, he hasn't got the touches on the offensive side of the ball here, but he's really been effective in the return game. He's got a good return percentage here tonight, and he's made some really good choices of when to go and where to go.
First down and 10 for the Lions. Ball spotted on the 34 of Estherville-Lincoln Central with 2:40 left to play. Central Lion George Little Rock up front, 42-21. And it looks like Nate Klingenberg will come in to run the quarterback position here for the Lions.
Cole Reamersma checking in at left tackle as well for the Lions.
See Buss up front on the offensive line. Looks like Jared Meyer in the game as well. As Klingenberg takes a snap, the hand to Van Beek right up the middle. Great push by Colton Van Beek after contact inside the 30 down to the 29-yard line.
Yeah, going to pick up 5 yards there for Colton Van Beek. He's dangerously close to going over the 100-yard mark. It'd be good to let him finish this one off and have 2 100-yard rushers on the night there. So I hope Colton gets a few more shots at it.
Second down and 5. Ball spotted on the Estherville-Lincoln Central 29-yard line with 2:13 left in the fourth quarter. Clock on the move. Lions lead it 42-21. Looks like Addison Metzger checking in at a wideout along with Dylan Kruger out on the left side. The right side with Niall Christensen out wide. As Klingenberg takes the snap, quarterback keep up the middle. Klingenberg will carry to about the 28, maybe the 27 for a couple more.
You know, and that's something that they just got to keep going here. I know you got the backup quarterback in there, but don't let them think that we're going to take that run away there. It's been so effective for us. that we got to show that we're still going to do it, because that's going to free up the other guys and not let midgets over pursue here in the final minutes.
3rd down and about 3 for the Lions. Ball spotted on the 27 of Estherville-Lincoln Central. 1:28, and the clock is on the move here in the 4th quarter. Lions lead at 42-21. Klingenberg in the shotgun, takes the snap, fakes the hand to Van Beek, keeps it himself inside the 25, down to the 24, going to be close to a 1st down.
Yeah, going to be very close here, and they're not even going to measure. They're going to give it to him. They'll give him the 3 yards and the 1st down.
So the Lions move the chains, and that should do it. 1:14 left to play in the 4th quarter. 42-21, the advantage for Central Lyon George Little Rock. As the Lions will continue to let the clock roll here. Looking at the first victory of the 2017 season, first win of the Curtis Eben era here at Central Lyon George Little Rock. Lions will roll into the victory formation. Cade Greasy coming in as a protective back for Klingenberg as he'll take a knee. And I believe one more knee ought to do the trick. Clock at 45 seconds left to play. 42-21. Central Lyon George Little Rock going to pick up a win here tonight. 1-3 on the season, and more importantly, 1-1 in District 1 play.
Well, Jay, you know, we talked about over the last couple weeks the improvements that this team has made and the steps in the right direction that they've done from week 1 all the way to this point. And today they took another step. They came out, they played a little flat in the first half. Second half, they came out, they made the right adjustments. They properly executed those adjustments and were able to overcome a deficit, play hard into the second half, and pick up their first win of the season.
Klingenberg takes a knee once again. That will do it. The Lions pick up a win. We got a W on the board. 1-3 on the season. 42-21 winners over Estherville-Lincoln Central here tonight at Dicknall Field in Rock Rapids. Once again, as the Lions improved to 1-3 overall, 1-1 in District 1 play with the Sheldon Orbs coming to town next Friday night, and a big early season matchup between Central Lyon George Little Rock and Sheldon next Friday night.
Yeah, and we know that Sheldon lost one to Boyd and Hall Rock Valley, and Boyd and Hall Rock Valley really put one up on them. I think it was 65-14 was the final score over there. And you know Sheldon's going to come into this game ready to play, and they're going to have a sour taste in their mouth and be ready to go.
Once again, your final score here tonight at Dicknall Field in Rock Rapids. Central Lyon George Little Rock picking up their first win of the season, first win of the Curtis Eben era, 42-21 over Estherville-Lincoln Central. Stay tuned. We'll have the postgame wrap when we return. This is Lion Football on the Lion Broadcast Network.
But I literally didn't see your text.
Pizza Ranch legends.
Like
the
I was
husband who didn't text back about supper.
probably near a text dead zone. You've heard of a text dead zone, right?
It's only a legend, but just in case, there's all kinds of husband didn't text back about supper flavor at Pizza Ranch.
I'm totally getting taco pizza!
There's all kinds of that at Pizza.
Small town values will never fade. Always finding a familiar face. A long lost friend with a helpful hand. Picking right up where you left off again. It's your hometown bank. In your own backyard. With people that you trust. It's the way you like to live. It's the way you like to bank.
Premier Bank, member FDIC.
Back at Dicknall Field in Rock Rapids, final score tonight. Central Lyon George Little Rock defeating Estherville-Lincoln Central 42-21. The Lions improved to 1-3 on the season, 1-1 in district play, and it's the first win of the Curtis Eben era here at Central Lyon George Little Rock.
Yeah, and a great win there for Curtis, and you know, you're happy to see a guy get out there and get his first win. It's nice to see that win come at home too. It's always great if you can get that win in front of the home crowd out there, and you know, it's a great step for Curtis there, and it's a great step for these kids out there. They've struggled so far in the beginning part of this year, and finally to get that first win off their back and finally get themselves into that win count and play a pretty good game out there. And they really showed. I think the big thing you can tell them is they dictate the way the game is going to go. When they play flat and they're not being intense, we struggled in the first half. When we came out in the second half and we fired off the ball and we were ready to play, we really took it to Estherville-Lincoln Central.
Lions right back here at home next Friday night. Big one, big early season matchup with the Sheldon Orbs coming to town next Friday night. Both teams at 1-1 in district play. And, of course, we'll be back here for the broadcast next Friday night, beginning with the pregame show around 6:30 or so. Great effort by the Lions, resulting in a win here tonight, 42-21 over Estherville-Lincoln Central. That will do it for our coverage here tonight from Dick Null Field in Rock Rapids. For Joel Viss, I'm Jay Kelly. Good night, everybody.